Let us pray. Almighty God, we ask for your blessing and wisdom upon this Parliament. Direct and prosper proceedings to do peace and welfare of the people of Sine-Die. We ask this in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. Parliament is resumed.
Reading by the Speaker of Messages and Announcements.
Thank you, honourable members. Following the resolution of the House on Monday this week on the date for the election of the Governor-General designate, I would like to inform all members that nomination for the election of the Governor-General opens today, has already opened today actually at 8 a.m. and will close at 4 p.m. on Sunday, 16th of June 2024. Nomination forms, I've been informed, have already been distributed in members' pigeonholes, and nominations can be placed in the nomination box at the clerk's office. Thank you. Let us move straight on to our next item of business.
Motion number 2, motion of Sine-Die.
Honourable members, debate on the motion that Parliament stand adjourned Sine-Die continues today. Members are again reminded to adhere to the rules of debate and to also be mindful of others who wish to contribute as well. And I encourage members to please make good use of this day so that we do not rush our proceedings in the final day on Monday. The floor is now open. I recognize the MP for West Kwayo. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to Member of Parliament for West Kwayo constituency to contribute to this important motion of Sine-Die, which Prime Minister has moved. The first meeting of 12th Parliament will adjourn on Monday 17th and stand Sine-Die. Mr. Speaker, first and foremost, I would like to give back all glory and honors to our Almighty God for His guidance and protection to all of us in this country. We would not be here if it was not for God's grace and faithfulness where it never stops. The joy, peace, progress, and prosperity that this great nation has enjoyed, despite the many challenges we continue to encounter since Solomon Island was formed as a nation, would not be possible without the love of our Almighty God. Our country has been through many challenges, and also on the other hand, been according with many opportunities too to prosper. Some were like challenge and hardship. Yumi some were leadership too. Yumi creating through decision making the yumi. Waite mo kata hidden motives, selfishness, pride, and ego yumi. I trust that we all learn from the challenges and prepare to make amends on them in this 12th Parliament to create the differences and the nation deserves. So it is my trust and belief that our Almighty God will continue to bless this nation and each people through the various respective leadership roles as we begin our journey together in this 12th Parliament. Mr. Speaker, my contribution to the motion on behalf of my good people of West Kwayo will be brief as I do not want to repeat myself, as many good points has already been raised by other colleagues in this chamber. Mr. Speaker, to begin, I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the 50 of us, Member of Parliament, for election victory. We have to represent our representative constituency in the first ever joint national general election of a host nationally in our country. For my constituency and myself, sir, that was the second time for me to be elected as MP for West Choir through a joint election. We had the trial in the by-election for West Choir in 2022. We will have a joint election for the constituency on Ward 28 on the same date. Sir, speaking of the joint national general election, I am compelling to acknowledge the office of the Solomon Island Electoral Commission, its officers and employees, foreign forces and local police officers, and everyone was engaged in the joint national general election for the smooth and peaceful conduct of election. I appreciate all of you for those tremendous efforts. In addition to that, Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the 50 members of Parliament, including myself, that regardless of election result margin that we might have won the election with, whether by one fella, voter or thousands of voters, please consider the equality of our people that we represent, and we must try to do away with the divide and rule syndrome in our leadership, beginning with this child parliament. As Tabu Blomi, Honorable Member for Temo Tunende, Hem Talem debate Lohem about number of 12, where he highlighted significantly about number 12 in the Holy Bible or Holy Scripture. So we are simply a 12th generation of our national parliament since independence. So we must make that difference. Mr. Speaker, as I sat and listened to the many good and valid contributions shared by other colleagues that have spoken earlier on this important motion, it dawns on me to remind us that we have so much responsibility on hand to discharge to make this nation great again. We need to keep reminding us that we are simply here to save the people of our constituency, people of Solomon Islands, and the nation of Solomon Islands. So when we develop policies, allocate resources, faced with a decision to make, come across tough situation where integrities are put to test, or even facilitate a deal to satisfy our cronies' expectation, please think about, Mr. Speaker, those women and children that are suffering from lack of quality healthcare services in rural areas, Mr. Speaker. Think about our rural population that tills our lands day by day to sustain their aims made of their families. Think about those that denied of basic essential services, who don't have quality road access to market, children who do not have access to quality education, no access to quality education infrastructures, and quality learning environment, Mr. Speaker. Think about communities that don't have access to quality water and sanitation. Think about many communities that are suffering from lawlessness. Mr. Speaker, think about parents who struggle to meet school fees and basic education needs of their children. Think about our youth who have been equipped with knowledge and skill roam the street and in search for employment. Think about mothers and children who are suffering silently in their homes from abuse and exploitation. Think about the future of this country and what we ought to prepare for future generations. And think about many legislations that we need to improve and put in place in our mandate for the betterment of this country. Mr. Speaker, say, these are some and many more issues that should be visible in our minds, our heart, and our thoughts every day as we move around carrying out the important mandate that people of this country has entrusted us to do on their behalf through their votes. We must truly inspire our people so that we can all committed to unity and transformation. It is important that we leaders always keep in mind and needs the challenges faced by the communities we represent by prioritizing the well-being and progress of our constituents. We are embodying the true spirit of public service and our national motto, where it's stated, to lead is to save. That is the biggest challenge for us leaders. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of my people of West Kwayo constituency to congratulate Honorable MP for Hogranokia for being elected as the Prime Minister of Solomon Island for this 12th Parliament. In that regards too, Chair, I want to extend my congratulations to the newly appointed ministers of the Crown and the GNET. Chair, I want to assure the Prime Minister and his GNET of my support on behalf of West Kwayo in the leadership, as you are not there for sake of the collusion, but for the people of this country, including myself. The national unity that we need in order to transform this nation begins with us, elected leaders, in this chamber. If we are not united, the transformation and progress we envision for this country will not be achieved. As national leader representing my good people of West Kwayo, I call on all of us to be united despite of political affiliations. The policies and the work plans that the government of the day has launched to implement in the 100 days and beyond must fairly and equally displace for the good of our people, our country, and all of us. Mr. Speaker, say, we should stop promoting nations and sentiment that breed divisions in the mind of our people. Or get a sentiment or some. If you may join a government, by you may got an opportunity, kind of some always happen too. You come join a government, have not by you got an opportunity for develop a project. So kind sentiment and practice, if continue to be advocate, entertain, will be harmful for nation building and the continuance of cause for division in our country. Government must uphold and promote values and principles that lead to decisions and activities that hold us lead and the country together. We must stop kind rule and divide sigrome. Manu fauti mitari mi helpe me. Otherwise, you wait for behind. And that kind of sentiment have no reflective transformation where you may like it. I wholeheartedly trust the country leadership under capable and powerful hands, Prime Minister and his cabinet ministers, that they will lead the country forward from this child parliament in unite and oneness, regardless of which side of the bench we sit on in this chamber. Mr. Speaker said, I want to congratulate your good self on my behalf of my people of West Korea constituency for your election unopposed to the position of the Speaker of National Parliament for this child parliament. I wish you well in your leadership and trust that God will continue to guide you and gives you strength and wisdom in your role and responsibility as we work together in this journey of the child parliament for our good people of Solomon Islands. Mr. Speaker Sheikh, I will not forget our provincial Honiara City, province and Honiara City, who are part of us to save the people of Solomon Islands. In that regard, sir, I want to congratulate 7 newly elected premiers of provincial assemblies and all the MPAs of our provincial wards throughout the country, including newly elected city mayor of Honiara City and the councillors of Honiara wards. I wish them well in their leadership to our respective provinces and Honiara City. We are together in this leadership, so let us work together in unity to transform this great nation of Solomon Islands through our respective leadership role to save our province, Honiara City, and the wards we represent. So I strongly believe in the power of unity and cooperation if we are to inspire our people to come together for the betterment of this country. So as Christians, the Bible teaches us that, and I quote, where there is unity, God commands the blessing, end of quote. When God gives a blessing, the world can take it away. Drawing God's favor in our leadership is important to move this country forward. Share opposite the blessing and cause cases. So to rephrase that, I quote, early on unity, but I read also, when there is division, Satan by commanding cases. So as Christians and believers of the good book, we must bear in mind this teaching to guide us in our leadership. Sir, it would be remiss of me, sir, not to acknowledge and appreciate the support from various organizations and partners who have continued to place collaborative efforts in bringing positive changes to the nation, working hand in hand with stakeholders from different sectors in the country, truly lead this nation to move impactful and sustainable outcomes. In addition to that, Chair, I must acknowledge the public services in general, the teachers, the police force, doctors and nurses, health workers, employers and employees in the private sector, the non-organized government organization and their employees, the farmers, fishermen and women, those in the informal sectors, the taxi drivers, the bus drivers, street vendors, chiefs, community leaders, our churches and their leaders, men, women, children, boys and girls in this country for their efforts in one way or the other to sustain this nation and hold this country as one people to this day, despite our diverse in many aspects of our lives. I look forward for a continued partnership in this child parliament, as you are all important stakeholders in the socio-economic development of our beloved country, Solomon Islands. Before I resume my seat, Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to voice out in this honorable chamber some issues that are important for my good people of West Kwayo, who I represent, and the good people of Solomon Islands. Firstly, sir, I want to flag down the urgent need for the government to commit to improving the sorry stage of the South Road. It is more than a year now. This vital route has been deteriorating, causing significant hardship for rural farmers who rely on it to access market and transport their product. Successive government has emphasized the importance of creating an enabling environment for rural development. However, sir, the noble intentions are being undermined by the poor condition of the road. It is unacceptable that such a crucial infrastructure lifeline has been neglected for so long. Impending economic activities of our rural communities, I rise to express my deep concern over the lack of agency in improving the South Road, particularly in the context of its impact of the hard-working people of Auke Langalanga, Centro Kwaraai, West Kwayo, and as well as West Are, who frequently use the roads to access to the provincial capital, Auke. Para to masla this time, first what the planting kakamala road na time begin time no good here. This time we got digging back na kakamay o motum na. So road are full of mud and fit for any planting kakamala him now. So it's a big concern, Mr. Speaker, to consider. As you know, West Kwayo contribute a lot inside the socio-economic country, copra, cocoa, timber, and round log export, but never addressed. Maybe why we do it. So West Kwayo has also played a vital role in the socio-economic development of country, just like other constituencies in the country, by contributing significantly through the activities in cocoa, copra, timber milling, and the logging industry. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, say, it is imperative that immediate action to be taken to address this pressing issue. Fails to act swiftly will only compound the hardship faced by our rural communities and jeopardize the government own objectives of fostering agricultural growth and prosperity. On that note, Chair, as the infrastructure development is a key priority policy by successive ruling governments, I am of the opinion that it is essential that the government not only articulates its infrastructure agendas in policy statement, but also enshrines this commitment in law, specifically through the enhancement of an Infrastructure Development Act. Such legislation would provide a legal framework for regulating the overseeing infrastructure project, ensuring accountability, transparency, and efficiency in their implementation. By establishing a robust legislative foundations for infrastructure development, the government can demonstrate its unwavering commitment to this crucial area of nation growth. So, clear guidelines, procedure, and standard outline in an Infrastructure Development Act not only streamline the planning and execution of projects, but also safeguard against potential mismanagement of misuse of resources. I urge the government of the day to consider the merits of enhancing an Infrastructure Development Act as a means of bolstering our nation's infrastructure agenda. By institutionalizing our commitment to this vital sector, we can pave the way forward sustainable, inclusive, impactful development that benefits all our citizens. Secondly, sir, the Binahamba project implementation. I appreciate the efforts and work carried out to this day by responsible ministry and particular Ministry of Fishery and Marine Resources and Binahamba project officer. However, sir, I want to bring forward in this chamber the concern of my people for the implementers of Binahamba project to maintain inclusivity and active engagement with resource owners and their respective representatives. Share my involvement with all stakeholders in the project planning, meeting and workshop a more comprehensive and representative approach can be achieved. This ensures that the corners perspective and expertise of all parties are taken into account, leading to a more holistic and successful project outcome. So I suggest for the ministry concerned, the project officer for more engagement of educate allies of Bina and West Koyo in the project activities in whatever areas is possible. It is crucial for fostering collaboration and understanding. Their knowledge, insight, and experience can contribute significantly to the planning and execution of the project, resulting in more informed discussion, making an effective implementation. Share a platform should be created to enable the participation of education allies of West Koyo, especially the Binahamba areas in Honiara, can participate in discussing and contribute ideas and conducive environment for collective decision. Discussing, making the shared responsibility can be fostered. So in that way, I give additional leverage to the members by increasing the Solomon Island National Development Fund contributions balance, where it gives them additional security and collective to borrow from bank to assist them in their development needs to sustain their families. Or better still speak, Mr. Speaker, share Solomon Island National Provident Fund to come up with scholarship scheme to assist members to meet the university fees of their children or themselves. University education is getting expensive these days, and I'm sure most of us MPs have felt the demand by our constituents. And say, there is a need for us to be informative in terms of our roles in reforms to benefit our people. This is the child parliament, and we need to be proactive and innovative of our way forward to address pressing issue faces at levels of our societies. Mr. Speaker, lastly but not the least, as raised by the Prime Minister in his speech, supported by various speakers on this floor, I want to join in with other colleagues to support the Prime Minister to quickly carry out review of current legislation governing our productive sectors and as forestry, fisheries and mines. So some of the natural resources, especially our rainforest and fast deplanting, there is over-harvesting of rainforest in my constituency to date. And we, the resource owner, are yet to see the benefits that are supposed to come to us from the resource. So this is a sad scenario to us. And I believe the same for every resource owner elsewhere in the country. For square resource owners, if they are to be benefit from the logging, meanwhile I think by a big township finish. And we might not need investors for developing Binahamba project. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank my good people of West Korea for their trust and confidence they have in me to continue to represent them in this child parliament. And say it your own comment. Thank you, Prime Minister, for moving the motion. And with these few remarks, I support the motion and I resume my seat.
Thank you. You let me afford the opportunity first to the Honourable MP and for Malay South Island and Minister of Fisheries. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to deliver my maiden speech in this Parliament. The Honourable Speaker, the Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, Leader of the Independent Group, fellow members of Parliament, and parliamentary staff, media personnel, the loving people of Malay South Island, fellow citizens of Solomon Island. Mr. Speaker, before commencing today, I want to remind everyone of our country's motto: to lead is to save. It is also beholden to me to add that my speech may be extensive, but I would like to set the context of my priorities as the new Minister for the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Survey, as well as the Member of Parliament for Malay South Island. I ask for your patience as I speak on my policies and priorities for both my ministry and my people from the Malay South Island over the next 4 years. Mr. Speaker, the first and the foremost, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my people of Malay South Island constituency for entrusting me with the responsibility and honor of leading our islands for the next 4 years. Despite our political differences, which are deeply appreciated, as your duly elected Member of Parliament, may I call upon my good people of Moi to be united in our shared priorities and common purpose, to work together for the sustainability and prosperity of our people and communities. Secondly, I want to extend my deepest thanks to the government for the opportunity to serve as a Minister for the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Survey. I'm truly humbled and honored to have been given this appointment to contribute to to the development and prosperity of our beloved Solomon Islands through my respective portfolio. I would like also to take this moment to acknowledge the past leadership of this ministry and the hard work and dedication of all those who have come before me and the staff who are still serving today. Their efforts have laid the foundation for building and striving towards a brighter future for our people. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to acknowledge previous MPs of the Moi constituency and their collective support towards our people. I plan to build on their efforts to date as I work with my team to advance the social economic livelihoods of my people in our communities. Mr. Speaker, the ministry I have the honor to lead holds a pivotal role as it deals with land, a resource profoundly significant to Solomon Islanders. Our land is not merely a physical asset. It is a cornerstone of our identity, connecting us through a shared history, deep-seated beliefs, and strong family ties. It provides sustenance, shelter, and intrinsic sense of belonging. On a national scale, land is a critical driver of socio-economic development, underpinning our agricultural productivity, housing, and infrastructure growth. Mr. Speaker, this being said in alignment with the Government for National Unity and Transformation GNAT 100-day policy, my ministry is eager to address three key issues of utmost importance. Mr. Speaker said, the first one is the customary land recording program. As many of you may recall, was launched in 2019 with government funding. This initiative was designed to assist tribal land-owning groups in documenting their land rights. Despite encountering several challenges, the ministry is committed to reviewing this program to ensure better integration with the Land and Title Act. This review aims to enhance the accuracy and legitimacy of land records, thereby facilitating the proper recognition of tribal land ownership and resolving land disputes more effectively. My ministry thoroughly reviewed the Greater Honiara Urban Plan and the nascent Greater Auki Urban Plan. The objective is to manage the rapid urban growth in Honiara and its surrounding areas and devise a strategic plan for the development of Greater Auki. This will involve coordinated urban planning efforts to enhance infrastructure, improving living conditions, and ensure sustainable urban development. Mr. Speaker, the third one is illegal squatting in Honiara present significant challenges, including the lack of legal titles, inadequate infrastructure, and associated health hazard. Within the next 100 days, my ministry intends to formulate a robust framework to address these issues. The framework will encompass measures to regularize informal settlement, enhance basic services, and integrate these areas into formal urban planning processes. My first week, Mr. Speaker, I have identified several critical ongoing land policies issues. It is imperative that we enhance our land allocation, administration, and management system. This will be achieved through increased transparency, efficiency, and monitoring to prevent illegal land encroachment and promote social development, social equity, and environmental sustainability. Moving forward, my ministry will focus on reviewing the existing regulatory framework and advancing the national urbanization policy. This policy aims to stimulate development in provincial urban centers, thereby reducing the risk of social tension and promoting cohesive urban growth. Given the substantial land holdings under government and tribal ownership, we plan to allocate a portion of this land for climate change adaptation program and strategic planning. Additionally, we will implement relocation program for communities affected by environmental challenges during the tenure of GNAT. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, our goal is to establish a legislative framework that recognizes safeguard customary land ownership rights. This framework will facilitate fair registration of land rights and provide efficient mechanism for resolving land disputes. We are also committed to supporting initiatives to formalize informal settlement, improving living conditions, and address land tenure issues comprehensively and inclusively. Recognizing the financial burden incurred by the government in renting accommodation for public servants, we will collaborate with the Ministry of Public Service to implement a tier rental system or explore partnership with private developers to construct affordable housing. This initiative aims to create an equitable rental scheme and assist residents in accessing affordable homes, promoting social inclusion and economical stability. Mr. Speaker, I am dedicated to ensuring that the land in the Solomon Islands remains accessible, affordable, and sustainable through transparent and lawful processes. Our commitment to customer-focused, effective, and efficient service delivery will drive our efforts to enhance land governance, promote responsible land use, and foster equitable land ownership across our nation. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for your attention and support in safeguarding our land, heritage, and future. As we strive to address crucial land-related issues and foster sustainable development across our nation, it is also imperative to recognize the unique challenges and opportunities faced by our diverse constituencies. In this vein, I am deeply committed to serving the people of Malaita Out Island with unwavering dedication and diligence. The rich culture heritage, natural beauty, and resilience of my people and our communities inspire me to work tirelessly towards their empowerment and prosperity. Mr. Speaker, before I resume my seat, I would like to provide a brief context about our island and the people to avoid preconceived and misconception. Mr. Speaker, the Malaita Outer Islands comprise 3 main islands, atolls of Polynesian descent, Luaniwa and Pelau, also referred to as Lord Howe or Ontong Java, and Sikayana, also referred to as Stewart Island. We are a minority group in the country with a total population of about 5,000 people, scattered throughout the Solomon Islands and overseas. The largest of this island in terms of population is Luaniwa, which has about 2,000 plus people, followed by Pelau and Sikayana with an estimate 1,000 plus each. Today, Mr. Speaker, my island residents reside outside for various reasons, such as marriage, employment, education, resettlement, etc. Historically, our islands have also had profound cultural and marital connection to the people of Tasman Island, a jurisdiction of the autonomous region of Bougainville. Mr. Speaker, area-wise, Luaniwan Pelau have about 1,500 square kilometers with the highest elevation of about 13 meters or 43 feet. On the other hand, Sikayana has a total land surface area of about 2 square kilometers and is geographically located about 212 kilometers northeast of Malaita. The average traveling time by marine vessel from Sikayana to Lodhau is about 20 hours on a good day and more than 20 hours during the bad weather. As one can imagine, geographically, Lodhau and Sikayana are far from each other. Mr. Speaker, due to our island's shallow elevation and small combined land area of about 1,502 square kilometers, our islands and their habitats are particularly vulnerable to the direct forces of nature and climate change. Likewise, our geographic isolation from each other, mainland Malaita and the capital Honiara, makes accessing and delivering basic service to the islands challenging. This is exacerbated by different factors, such as the lack of infrastructure in the form of shipping vessels, effective local governance structure, wharves, and functioning airports on the island. The coral reef surrounding our islands, which makes access difficult, and so forth. My constituency key priorities. Mr. Speaker, as the new MP for Malaita Island constituency, a key objective of my administration is to address the unique challenges our people and geographically disparate and isolated islands have faced for decades. My constituency administration will focus on building its relationship with the national government, donor partners, NGOs, and religion organizations and partners to invest in climate resilient infrastructure on the island, invest in climate-smart agriculture to increase food security on the island, pursue options for relocation or resettlement in line with national government relocation and resettlement framework. Invest in constituency marine vessel, reopen the airport in Luaniwa to ensure regular and better service delivery to my people. Ensure access to better healthcare system on the island with particularly attention to women, vulnerable people, the elderly, children, and those with special needs. Invest in hygienic and sanitation program on the island. Bridging the education gap in order to increase the island educated human resources who can positively contribute to the country. Develop sustainable financing investment mechanisms that capitalize our island's natural strength in the vast marine resources, which include marine bestima, seaweed, tuna, fish, and others. Explore the island potential for small-scale and sustainable tourism through the display of our unique Polynesian culture, our biodiversity, our blue ocean, and our white natural beaches. Increase financial literacy on the island, invest in small-scale income-generating schemes, increase our island's participation in the seasonal scheme and related programs such as CTREC, PAM, and RSE program. Mr. Speaker, I would like to now draw your attention to some of my administration policy plan for my constituency over the next 4 years. The academic and economic travel route. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, the uneconomical travel route from Honiara to Laniwa, Pelau, and Sikiana, which can take up 20 hours or more, represent a pressing concern for the development of our remote communities. The long and arduous journey deters potential investor and tourists and hinder the transportation of goods and services essential for economic growth. The lack of efficient transportation infrastructure limits the island's connectivity to the capital, isolating us from trade, tourism, and social development opportunity. This isolation exacerbates the already existing challenges faced by the community, such as limited access to healthcare, education, and economic opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the lengthy travel times also significantly impact the resident quality of life, affecting access to essential services and opportunities. The remoteness of our island, coupled with the lack of reliable transportation options, restrict the movement of people and goods, leading to a higher cost and longer waiting time for basic necessities. The inefficient travel route pose logistical challenges that contribute to the island's economic stagnation and hinder our ability to utilize our natural resources and potential for full development. Addressing the issue of uneconomical travel routes is crucial for unlocking the island's true potential, fostering economic growth, self-sustenance, and improving the overall well-being of the community in Luaniwa, Pelau, and Sikiana. Mr. Speaker, by reopening the airport and investing in essential infrastructure like WOF, we can unlock our true potential and enhance the livelihoods of our residents. Improved transportation links and upgraded facility will facilitate the movement of goods and services and people and stimulate economic activities, trade, investment opportunities, enhancing island connectivity and accessibility will strengthen our economic resilience, promote sustainable development, and foster driving local economy that benefits the entire community. Leveraging our natural resources and strategic location through strategic investment and infrastructure development can pave the way for a brighter future for the Malaita Islands, empowering residents, unlocking new opportunity for prosperity and growth. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, the climate change resilience is a pressing concern in the Malaita Island due to our community's vulnerability to the adverse impact of climate change, including rising sea levels, intensified storms, and altered precipitation patterns. The low-lying topography of the island exacerbates the risk of coastal erosion, infertile soil, inundation, and flooding, posing significant threats to the infrastructure, agriculture, livelihood, and the overall well-being of our community without proactive and climate finance intervention measures to address these challenges. The island faces increased exposure to environmental hazard and degradation, economic losses, and disruption to essential services, highlighting the urgent need for targeted intervention to enhance our resilience and adaptive capacity. Mr. Speaker, investment in climate change adaptation projects such as implementing coastal protection measures, developing robust disaster preparedness plan, and promoting sustainable land use practice is paramount to safeguarding the Malaita Outer Island against climate change. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about climate change and its impact, my people of Malaita Outer Island have long been victims of this issue. I'm aware that our context was used to attract investment in climate resilient practice at both provincial and national level. Yet, we have witnessed very little benefit to my people from this program. By prioritizing resilience building initiative, our islands can mitigate risk, minimize vulnerabilities, and enhance our capacity to withstand and recover from climate-related shocks and stress. Building resilience protects our communities and ecosystem and ensure the sustainability of vital resources for future generations, underscoring the critical importance of proactive action to address climate change challenges in the Malaita Outer Island. Moving forward, Mr. Speaker, improving healthcare services and facility is a priority in the Malaita Outer Island to address the challenges of limited access to quality healthcare, high disease burden, and inadequate medical resources. By investing in healthcare infrastructure, medical supplies, and personal training, the islands can enhance healthcare delivery, reduce health disparities, and improve health outcomes for residents. Strengthening the island's healthcare system will benefit individual well-being and contribute to the social development, economic productivity, and overall the community resilience in the face of health challenges. Equally important, Mr. Speaker, is investing in education, which is a crucial focus area in Malaita Outer Island, necessary to enhance access to quality education, empower individuals with knowledge and skills, and promote lifelong learning opportunities. By improving educational infrastructure, resources, connectivity, and teacher training, the island can ensure that students receive a high-quality education that prepares them for future success, empowers them to pursue their aspirations, and contributes to the island's social and economic development. Education is vital in building human capital, fostering innovation, and enabling individuals to participate actively in the community, ultimately shaping a brighter future for the Malaita Outer Island. Tourism. Mr. Speaker, tourism development is a key focus area in the Malaita Outer Island, as the island boasts unique natural attraction, cultural heritage, and traditional practice that have the potential to attract domestic and international visitors. By promoting sustainable tourism initiatives, developing simple tourism infrastructure, and preserving the island's pristine environment and cultural authenticity, the Malaita Outer Island can harness the economic benefit of tourism to create jobs, stimulate local businesses, and generate revenue that supports the community development and conservation effort, while also raising awareness about the island's cultural and environmental significance. In closing, Mr. Speaker, by harnessing our people's diverse resources, network, and exceptional talents, we have the unique opportunity to drive substantial progress in developing our islands and contribute to the country's social economic development. This progress will in turn significantly enhance the well-being and quality of life within our communities. Mr. Speaker, as the duly elected members of Parliament for Malay Dawat Island, I am deeply dedicated to serving my constituents and our community. My commitment extends to collaborating with the 3 provincial MPAs, community leaders and chief members, including women, vulnerable people and the government, to ensure we effectively address and fulfill our collective priorities. Mr. Speaker, I must point out that our journey towards progress cannot be undertaken in isolation. It requires the concerted efforts and unwavering support of every community member. Through this unity and shared purpose, we can aspire to create a future marked by sustainable development and prosperity for all. Together we can transform our vision into reality, ensuring that our island become a beacon of growth and well-being. Mr. Speaker, I want to express my gratitude for your attention. I am enthusiastic about the prospect of working collaboratively with everyone. By pooling our strength and resources and acknowledging our limits and weaknesses, we can achieve our common goals and contribute to the betterment of our nation. Let us be guided by a collective commitment to fostering sustainable development and ensuring the enduring prosperity of the Solomon Islands. Finally, Mr. Speaker, and fellow members of Parliament, thank you again, and I look forward to engage with you all as we embark on this transformative journey together. God bless Solomon Island from shore to shore. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The honourable line before West New Georgia and Warner, I think you've been attempting since yesterday, so I'll give you the floor now. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. And also thank you very much for recognizing West New Georgia and for allowing me to contribute on behalf of my people to the motions of Sine-Die moved by the Honourable Prime Minister. Mr. Speaker, I rise before you today with a profound sense of humility and gratitude. It is a privilege beyond measure to stand in this honourable chamber as a newly elected representative of the West New Georgia and Warner constituency. Sir, first and foremost, allow me to extend my heartfelt congratulations to you, sir, on your re-election as Speaker of the 12th Parliament. I eagerly look forward to the opportunity to collaborate closely with you and the dedicated staff of the National Parliament as I undertake my legislative duties in the days ahead. Likewise, sir, I wish to extend sincere congratulations to the Honourable Jeremiah Manele on his election as Prime Minister of the Solomon Islands. I also extend my congratulations to the honourable colleagues within the Government for National Unity and Transformation on the well-deserved appointment as Ministers of the Crown, as well as to those serving on the government backbench. Mr. Speaker, I would like to extend my profound congratulations to the Honourable Matthew Wale for his well-deserved appointment as leader of the official opposition group in Parliament, and also acknowledge and commend my colleagues on the opposition side for their successful election and unwavering commitment to upholding political integrity. In the same token, let me also express my congratulations to the Honourable Peter Kenny-Laurie Jr. on his successful appointment as the leader of the independent members of Parliament, and also wish to congratulate the members of Parliament on the independent bench for your successful election. Mr. Speaker, I am deeply grateful to my wife and family and the people of West New Georgia and Warner for placing their trust in me I am committed to saving them with unwavering dedication and integrity. Sir, my journey to this moment has been shaped by the values instilled in me by upbringing and experiences that have shaped my worldview. I come from humble beginnings, raised in rural community and in a plantation where hard work, compassion, and resilience were valued above all else. And these values that I guided me to this chamber today, and it is with these values that I intend to govern. I stand before you as a voice for the people of West New Georgia and Wonwona, but also a staunch advocate for principles of equality, justice, and opportunity that underpin our democracy. In this honorable chamber, I pledge to be a voice for the voiceless, a defender of the marginalized, and a tireless champion for the common good. Mr. Speaker, let me now turn my focus to my constituency and address some of the critical issues that continues to challenge us. Despite a good effort, several significant concerns require immediate attention and action. These issues not only impact the daily lives of my people, but also hinder our overall development and progress. Sir, my constituency, despite being host of 4 of our major economic projects, Salt Tuna, National Fisheries Development, the Noro International Seaport, and the Munda International Airport, continues to face many challenges, from inequality to inadequate access to safe drinking water, healthcare, and education. But I believe that with determination and collective effort, we can overcome these challenges and build a better future for all. My priority will be to listen to the concerns of my people, to understand their needs, and to fight tirelessly on their behalf. So one of the long-outstanding needs of my constituency is reliable access to safe drinking water, an issue that has persisted since the 1980s. Growing up in this area, I clearly remember the last time I had access to dependable water supply system was in 1985, during my Form 3 year at Goldie College Secondary School. Since then, that water supply has deteriorated, broken down, and remain unattended to this day. So the Noro Township is also facing a similar problem, particularly critical needs for a reliable water source to supply tuna production at Salt Tuna, as well as Noro International Seaport. The lack of dependable water resources not only affects the daily lives of Noro residents, but also affects the operational efficiency and productivity of Salt Tuna and the International Seaport, 2 of our key industries. Addressing this water supply problem is essential for both my people's well-being and the economic life of this area. This long-standing issue urgently requires the government's attention and action. I stand prepared to work with the government to address this issue. Noro itself hosts all the provinces, whereby they settle for job opportunity. Mr. Speaker, let me briefly address the pressing issue of Helena Goldie Hospital, a vital institution not only for my constituency, but also for the North New Georgia and South New Georgia, Randover and Tetepara constituencies. The hospital is an urgent need to expansion and upgrade. Its relocation to a better site would be most suitable. So also in my humble view, the Helena Goldie Hospital should be well equipped to handle any aviation incidents or emergencies that may arise at the Munda International Airport. Currently, the hospital is far from an inadequate resource to address such incidents, and that places our aviation industry at significant risk. I urge the government to take serious note of this. Mr. Speaker, now that the elections are out of the way and a new government is in place, my people are hopeful for significant improvements in our healthcare system. In the Wonwona area alone, only 2 out of 5 clinics has remained open for over the last 5 years. On top of this, The ongoing shortage of basic drugs and medicine poses a huge challenge for the healthcare workers and places lives at unnecessary risk. So this is a real concern, and I urge the government to address this as a matter of priority. Mr. Speaker, the delivery of government extension services and policing in my constituency is a significant concern for my people. The Agricultural Extension Office at Lambeth Station is nearly non-functional. The responsible officers are rarely present at their duty post, and the office remains closed most of the time. This has been normal practice for many years and has contributed to the low level of agriculture production in my constituency. It is unacceptable from our government officers who are responsible for assisting our rural farmers. I call on the Minister for Agriculture to look into this issue. Sir, the Munda police station is only attended during the day. At night, no officer is on duty and the station is closed. With a growing concern of alcohol abuse, coercive brewing, domestic violence and other related issues, maintaining a continuous presence of police officers on duty around the clock is necessary. I urge the Minister of Police to look into this. Mr. Speaker, seaweed farming has significant potential in West New Georgia and Vonavona. It's not new to us, but much more needs to be done to fully realize the economic benefits of this commodity. The first trials in seaweed farming in Solomon Islands began in 1989 through the British Overseas Development Agency. The initial trials were established at Rarumana in Vonavona, and the results were promising. 10 metric tons of seaweeds were produced. The project was, however, terminated in 1991. In 1999, there was renewed interest in seaweed farming, but that was suffered due to the ethnic crisis of 2000. By 2002, the EU-funded Rural Fishing Enterprises project and the Ministry of Fisheries revived the idea of seaweed farming and established pilot farms in Langalanga and Malaita, and again in Rarumana in West New Georgia. The success of these trials caused widespread interest at the local and national levels. A national target of 80 dry tons was set at that time, which would involve 500 families within a 4-year time span. If there was adequate support from the government in continuing this trend, we should now be looking at producing up to 1,000 dry tons by now. So, unlike many of the country's fisheries products, the export market demand for seaweed is guaranteed. The food additives that comes out from the sun-dried seaweed extract is used in a wide variety of food and pharmaceutical products, and therefore it is high demand. With adequate government support, we can easily create 1,000 jobs for our rural seaweed farmers. So, despite of this immense potential, my seaweed farmers at Rarumana are still struggling with their farms. They need our support and help. So I urge the government to support this industry. We need to ensure that adequate technical and financial assistance is given to our seaweed farmers to bolster this industry and bring direct economic benefits to our rural people. So I also wish to draw our attention to the strategic importance of the island of New Georgia as an economic hub for the Western Province and indeed for the Solomon Islands. With strategic investment in infrastructure, New Georgia has the potential to yield substantial economic returns for our nation. I hope that the government will recognize this opportunity and allocate necessary resources for the development of a ring road around New Georgia, connecting Munda to Sege and the North New Georgia. Munda International Airport is a significant milestone in our nation's quest for economic growth and development. It not only enhances connectivity within the region, but also serves as a gateway to a vast opportunity in trade and tourism. With these modern facilities and strategic location, the Munda International Airport has unlocked immense potential for expansion of commercial activities and flourishing of tourism in Solomon Islands. Its accessibility and convenience make it an attractive destination for both domestic and international travelers, thereby enhancing economic development and creating employment opportunities for our people. To fully realize the potential of Munda International Airport, we should actively promote various initiatives such as facilitating direct trade exports and boosting tourism activities by streamlining export processes and enhancing logistical support. We can empower local businesses to engage in international trade more efficiently, tapping into new markets and driving economic growth. Strategic marketing effort and infrastructure development aimed at attracting tourists can leverage the airport's connectivity to showcase the natural beauty and cultural riches of a region, which is important for substantial tourism growth and creating employment opportunities for our people. In light of this, I warmly extend an invitation to the Ministry of Tourism to visit my constituency to see and identify potential sites for tourism development. Such an initiative, sir, holds promise for substantial growth gains, both for my people and for the nation as a whole. And we stand prepared to work hand in hand with the government to realize those benefits. Sir, I recognize that progress requires collaboration and unity. Regardless of our political affiliations, we are all here because we share a common purpose: to serve the people who elected us and our beloved nation. As I have mentioned earlier, my people and I stand prepared together to work with the government to achieve their hopes and dreams, advancing our nation towards prosperity for all Solomon Islanders. In conclusion, I stand before you today as a representative of the hopes and inspiration of my people. I am honored to have entrusted with their faith and confidence, and I will not rest until I have repaid that trust with meaningful actions. Sir, I call upon my fellow members of this honorable House to join me in this noble endeavor. Let us work together to build a future that is worthy of the hopes and dreams of those we serve. God bless us all and will continue to bless us. With those few words, I thank you, Mr. Speaker. I support the motion and I will resume my seat.
Thank you, Honourable. Let me now give that chance to the Honourable MP for Baegu Asfola and Minister for Forestry and Research.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for allowing me to make my short contributions to this very, very important bill, not bill, but motion, which was moved by the Honourable Prime Minister, that at the adjournment of Parliament on Monday, 17th June 2024, the present meeting shall be concluded and Parliament shall then stand adjourned. Sine-Die. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed with my presentation, may just like to join other colleagues again to congratulate you on behalf of my people, the people of Baegu Asfola, on your re-election as Speaker for this 12th Parliament. We have all confidence in you as you execute your duty to carry out the democratic processes on the floor of Parliament. On the same note, we would also like to congratulate your Deputy Speaker and also the newly elected Prime Minister of Solomon Islands on behalf of my people, Mivala Tulaifo. Congratulating you on your appointment and Mivala wishing you God's blessing as you continue to carry out your duty as you lead this country forward in the next 4 years. So I'll be very short in my presentation for this Sine-Die motion. Mr. Speaker, as we know, the GNAT has launched its 100 days policy today, and I'd like to congratulate the leadership and all ministers, including other PS and those who are going to put him up this policy, which was launched this morning. That policy, Mr. Speaker, sir, and we pave him the way forward for the government of the day to implement the relevant or the necessary policies which the government sees fit within the next 100 days. Of course, Mr. Speaker, we may not achieve 100%, but I'm sure we will try our best to ensure and to make sure that those policies are carried out. Mr. Speaker, sir, if we look at the 100 days policy, one of the important policies contained in that document, Mr. Speaker, is legislative reforms. The policy, Mr. Speaker, by looking at all the policies advanced by the relevant ministries, it includes legislative reforms on relevant laws, Mr. Speaker, sir. And that is important in my respectful view, that we need to amend, we need to look at the laws that are governing our country, Mr. Speaker. There are laws that are outdated. There are laws that are adopted by virtue of our Constitution, which are no longer relevant, which are inappropriate, which are not conducive for the circumstances of our country, Mr. Speaker. And I urge the government of the day, especially the Law Reform Commission, to look at that seriously and make sure we do proper legislative reforms on our laws. Speaking on that, Mr. Speaker, I'm responsible for the Ministry of Forestry and Research. And one of the outstanding laws that is frequently being promised on this floor of Parliament is to bring the forestry bill before this House, Mr. Speaker. So it is an aim, it is the goal of GNAT to make sure and to ensure that the forestry bill is brought before Parliament. And that is a priority, Mr. Speaker, say, as Minister responsible, I will try my best. I will endeavor to see that bill comes for passage before the Parliament, Mr. Speaker. And it's important, Mr. Speaker, in light of the new bill, because let me repeal him now the old, not the old, but the current Act of Parliament. In other words, a new act altogether. So let me out now the old Forestry Act or the current Forestry Act, Mr. Speaker. And it would be interesting to have a look at that fellow bill when it comes before Parliament for passage. I believe, Mr. Speaker, said that bill, by him addressing a lot of leakages that I'm seeing within the current Forestry Act. I'm also addressing, Mr. Speaker, said the revenue sharing, and of course, Mr. Speaker, enforcement and due compliance with the logging code of practices, and also included in the new bill. So, Mr. Speaker, me optimistic. I'm sure we will bring this bill forward for passage before this Parliament, Mr. Speaker, sir. While speaking on that, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to thank him, the Minister for Finance, for raising important, especially our current position, the fiscal policy, the fiscal situation of our country, Mr. Speaker. So, the Minister of Finance and raising too, there are gaps, there are loopholes, there are leakages within the Forestry Act. Mr. Speaker, sir, let me assure this Honourable House, sir, that I have met with all my heads of departments, and we have considered some of those issues to tighten up the leakages within my ministry, Mr. Speaker. And one of which, sir, as raised by the Minister for Finance, is the gap between the determined price of our logs and the market price. And that is, Mr. Speaker, a grave concern indeed for my ministry, because there are leakages there. The money that we are supposed to receive, Mr. Speaker, we no longer receive it because I am instructed, I'm informed, Mr. Speaker, for the past 2 years, 2 to 3 years, the determined price has never been reviewed. And as rightly and correctly said by the Minister of Finance, we have a big concern on that, Mr. Speaker. And me promising this House, Mr. Speaker, that we are seriously addressing that, and the relevant authorities will take appropriate action immediately on that issue, Mr. Speaker, sir. Also, Mr. Speaker, there are leakages within the Forestry Act in terms of monitoring. I'm informed, Mr. Speaker, unfortunately, for the past 7 to 8 years up until now, there is no proper monitoring of logs exported. And so that is a very, very big concern. This is where money may go out here. The reason for that, Mr. Speaker, is this. I'm told, I'm being informed that what officers here are claiming overtime. Because there are instances where you have to call them on weekends. You have to call them on Saturdays, Sundays. So time government not give him overtime payment, or the money by less will go on, Mr. Speaker. We have the special duty allowances too, Mr. Speaker, but recently I'm no one now. This is where starkest leak out here, Mr. Speaker. And I've seen that, me practice for 15 years as a lawyer, and I know what is happening. So, me like for assurance for our House, Mr. Speaker, that we will take appropriate actions on that. And it is my intention, Mr. Speaker, maybe by way of supplementary budget, me like for proposing an increase to at least pay them their special duty allowances so that they can carry out their duties on weekends or after working hours to make sure that the log ponds, when the logs are exported, loaded in the log ships, they must be there to carry out proper inspections. For they're looking what kind of species of logs now are exported, how many volumes now are there, what kind of grade there, what kind of mixture. All these are important, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, if you may not doing that one, you may problem now. You may problem. And that's what is happening, Mr. Speaker. As I speak, you may facing the full difficulty. So, may like to urge him once again, if there's any supplementary coming up, may like a little bit increase. At least meet him. What allowances, special duty allowances, what officers carry out their duty properly as expected, Mr. Speaker. What else, Mr. Speaker? What else? What are other leakages within the Ministry of Forests? As we know, Mr. Speaker correctly said, Mr. Speaker, that the resource sector, for the country here, Mr. Speaker. Forestry is one. As I speak, Mr. Speaker, 15 to 25% of forestry no man stop, but the trees blaming. Everything I'm gone. It's gone, Mr. Speaker. And we need to be careful on this. How now by me managing forestry blaming to ensure and to make sure that we receive maximum benefit with the little resources that we have, Mr. Speaker. And compliance of the logging code of practice is another important matter, Mr. Speaker, that we will take serious steps to address that, Mr. Speaker, sir. That is an important area that my ministry will address, Mr. Speaker, sir. There are reserve areas that stops logging companies from cutting or felling logs with them. They are buffer zones by law, by regulations, by codes that they may restrict them logging operations from no-go close to other places here. It's hard to say, Mr. Speaker, because there is no monitoring system in place. We are at Lohans Blokatana, Mr. Speaker, and this is where my ministry, as minister responsible, Mr. Speaker, said we will take immediate and prompt actions to address what issues here, Mr. Speaker. So, I'm not talking a long time, as I said, I'm conscious. But let me touch a little bit no more, Mr. Speaker, say, on my reflection on the previous elections. I'm talking about the 2024 April election, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the general perception of our people is that the general election was peaceful, harmonized, and then conducted according to law. Mr. Speaker, sir, me agree, but to a certain extent only, Mr. Speaker, sir. My observation, Mr. Speaker, is prior to the election and during the election day, I'm okay. I'm okay. But the problem comes when the results came out. Time result come out now, imi ba imi Lucia, imi no luksa wala one talk now. And we have issues that on that, Mr. Speaker. Why I'm raising this, Mr. Speaker, is maybe for the next election, allow the police to remain in the constituencies after the election, after the results come out. Yeah? Make them what a peace, make them people at least. Because me not some of you other colleagues, but me a little bit different. Bible a little bit different. Yeah. A little bit different. Even Kashin today, people still row it, yeah? For fighting each other, yeah? Burning markets, home. Destroying properties. So it's a big concern. Maybe after the election, police them should stay. Should remain no there. No wait no more election finish, me carry more ballot boxes, me run wait no more. Somehow remain no there because it's important to keep the peace after the election, Mr. Speaker, sir. On that note, Mr. Speaker, me call upon especially people roaming the bygones for stay calm. Not taking law into your own hands, Mr. Speaker. Election ain't finished now. Yeah? Ain't finished now. 2028 back come more, you may face me more. Who by win, you go now. Me remember Honorable Minister of Finance, time and Prime Minister, I'm telling one word where I'm true, yeah? This whole seat here, where I sit down like 15 members here. You know, Daddy and Mom, let me give for you no more. Yeah? For you to claim no more. People not giving me. So 2028, if you less to me, what me will out. But not for you to fight and you may row each other, no more. So, Mr. Speaker, that for me no more. My observation on the election where I'm finished, Mr. Speaker. But I think, as I said, one of the important issues that I'm raised by the Honorable Prime Minister and the Finance Minister is for me look at the leakages. Yeah, you may look at the leakage. And each ministry, we must take that seriously. Yeah, we must try and help our country. Economy of the country may go down now, especially in the resource sector. My ministry, forestry, and important ministry, and I've stated at least 4 areas where people are very concerned with him, and I will make sure and ensure that those leakages are patched up immediately and promptly. With these few remarks, sir, I support the motion, and I resume my seat.
Thank you, Honourable. Now I give the floor to the Minister for Environment, Climate Change and Disaster Management, Meteorology, and MP for Galbuo. Do you have the floor, sir?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity for me to contribute to this for the motion of Sine-Die. Mr. Speaker, by Mr. Tosem, our immediate priority in this 12th Parliament, we all know that it's on the economy, on how we can navigate the new path for sustained economic growth. Mr. Speaker, as we heard from the Minister of Finance yesterday, he touches on the precarious fiscal situation of this country. But the good thing we're hearing from him too yesterday, that not all is gloomy. That's the message that comes from the Minister of Finance. And I'm sure with the experience of the current Minister of Finance and his team at the Ministry of Finance, this will be comfortably taken care of. Mr. Speaker, I wish to share in this honorable House my view on areas that we should take heed. Listening to the Minister of Finance yesterday, Mr. Speaker, we have a deficit in the first 4 months of this year because there is a mismatch between revenue and expenditure. Simple. Our revenue collection have no much in expenditure, believe me. We do also hear from the Minister of Finance yesterday that the collection from the two important tax entities, that is the Inland Revenue Division and the Customs, are well above the projected budget, which is good news. However, Mr. Speaker, there are shortfalls, especially in the non-tax revenue. This demands all the ministries that usually collect non-tax revenue for step up, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we have also heard from the Minister of Finance yesterday that the domestic revenue where we collect in the first 4 months have sufficiently covered recurrent expenditure. The shortfall came in the area of development budget. And this component of the budget is the most important part of the budget, Mr. Speaker. And the way we can finance this part or this component of the budget is either through the support from our donor partners or from borrowing. One area we like touch for improve and especially my call to the donor partners is especially not the amount that Okata giving me, but the timing of that giving, Mr. Speaker. As we heard from the Minister of Finance yesterday, most of the donor budget support Okata give him come, the Solomon Island government, in the fourth quarter. And this is concerning. Because by the time this donor budget support them come in, a lot of our development projects have almost come to an end now. And so, me like call in this honorable House for all the donor partners, and you me too, for discussing the way forward on how I'm addressing this one, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, me also want to touch on one very important area where me like to share inside of this honorable House, and that is on tax reform. We need to step up on this, Mr. Speaker. I do acknowledge the ongoing tax reforms that are currently happening. Perhaps one particular area that is critical for you to immediately work on is the reform on personal income tax. This is very critical, Mr. Speaker, and as alluded by the member for Central Honera yesterday, one of the areas that in Wicklow where GDP growing is on consumption demand. And by addressing the income tax, this one by help for improving consumption demand and by driving the growth in the GDP. Because if you look at basic economics below GDP, hem consumption plus investment plus government spending plus net export, and what hem weak inside Lothiana is on consumption demand. So we need to do tax reform for supporting and increasing now purchasing power, more, especially of public servants and of the inside of formal sector, so that hem driving up now GDP. So that one area where we like for, we must address it in this 12th Parliament. I do also want to acknowledge the previous DCJ government In 2019, okata review now the zero-rated tax bracket, yeah, where okata move the zero-rated tax bracket from 0 to 15,000 to 0 to 30,000. And on that, help him now okata low-income earners for increasing purchasing power okata and increase him now consumption demand inside the economy, where in the end, by increasing GDP. Mr. Speaker, one other area where we like to touch on and we need to quickly look into is a tax on alcohol. I am glad to hear from the Minister of Finance that they are working or reviewing the tax on alcohol. I do understand, Mr. Speaker, we have a very serious problem on NCDs, non-communicable disease, and alcohol-related issues, which consumes big portion of the budget for the Ministry of Health. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, by increasing the tax on alcohol will allow these issues to be self-financed. Like, for example, stock accidents, where happen, if this one am done, this can be self-financed through the tax on alcohol. Mr. Speaker, let me touch on one area that is very critical for our country and economy that I hold dearly in terms of improving our livelihood and the livelihood of our people. I am happy that the GNAT government is seriously looking into address its policy and becomes one of its pillars for growth by investing in our people. When we look at these two pillars, two main areas that comes to mind are education and health. On education, Mr. Speaker, as a matter of public policy, I urge the government to put more resources to this sector, and particularly to the early childhood education and primary level. Our commitment to education must begin in early childhood and remain firm up to the tertiary level. Mr. Speaker, the quality of our human resources depends how well we resource our education sector, particularly at the ECE and primary level. We need to develop a much better preschool system, and I urge the government and donors to seriously consider this as a priority. I am disappointed that this one area am lagging, especially in the rural areas. Say, education can be a game changer for Solomon Island, and we need our people to compete with their peers regionally and internationally in the job market, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we also need to make massive investment on health sector. This is very important for this nation. Let us remind ourselves that without a healthy body, there will be no sound mind. On that note, Mr. Speaker, I do salute the SIG and the donor partners for aggressively pursuing investment in this sector. But we need to do more. I am saddened, Mr. Speaker, to note that my constituency have not been given enough support or investment on health. Even in 2022, Mr. Speaker, there was a clinic approved for the construction at Ole Village in my constituency, in which the Minister of Health and the former MP for Kawabuotu sees it not fit. Mr. Speaker, the reason perhaps being that it was not in the delineation plan of the ministry. But as for the plan, Mr. Speaker, I have no Bible. We must not stick on conventions every time. We must use common sense too. Mr. Speaker, whilst I acknowledge that a lot of work has been going on to modernize and strengthen our legislations, especially those legislations that will foster investment and growth through creating a conducive environment for investment, Mr. Speaker, meeting him, we need to do more on this area. And as alluded earlier by the Minister of Forestry, there are a lot of areas where we need for strengthening in terms of not only legislative but institutional capacity. I'm happy for hearing from the Minister of Finance yesterday and also from the Minister of Forest that there is a planned review on the determined price of logs. This is an area where I'm very important, not only for constituency Blomi, but the whole people of Isabel, where logging is very common, very prevalent. Because the laws that have indicated for the people of Isabel, because the determined price have no move along with the market price changes here. Him either could be significant or less significant. So I applaud the effort by the government to review the determined price for logs. These can also be relevant for the mining sector, Mr. Speaker. Infrastructure development, Mr. Speaker. Now let me turn to this, Mr. Speaker. I am sure that all my constituents will agree with me that the least development constituency in terms of infrastructure development is Gaubotu. This is evidence in the past development budgets, where if you look back at history of development budgets, maybe go beyond 10 years, apart from the CDF, there is no development projects and a development budget for Gaubotu. And I urge the government that this 12th Parliament, must consider, the government must consider investing on development projects for Gaubotu. This is very important, Mr. Speaker, because for driving now economic activities and supporting now economic sectors that me follow Gaubotu got a comparative advantage to him. Mr. Speaker, I made this call to the government, or urge the government to make sure that investments, especially in terms of the physical infrastructure of Gaubotu, must come, because him on a reciprocative mode, no, Mr. Speaker. Today, Gaubotu is the hot cake in this country, because Mifala hosting a number of mining companies and other resource extracting opportunities. So please do not forget us. Our relationship must be based on reciprocation. You give us infrastructure, we give our mineral resources. To conclude, Mr. Speaker, I am grateful and honored to take my place in this honorable house today as an MP for Gaubotu and as a Minister of Environment, Climate Change, Disaster Management and Meteorology. I stand here as a newly elected MP and would like my people of Gaubotu and this beloved nation to know that I am ready to serve them in the best way possible for the good of all the people and our nation. I would like to thank my good people of Gaubotu for the trust and confidence in me to represent them in this 12th Parliament. I would also like to convey my sincere gratitude to the Prime Minister and the GNAT government for the confidence and trust in appointing me as a Minister of the Crown. Mr. Speaker, allow me briefly to voice my sentiment on why I stood in the last national general election. I chose to contest the national general election because of the belief that I can provide a new direction in terms of development for Gaubotu, addressing the development challenges that posed by the changing dynamics that has evolved over time. I would also like to acknowledge two very important people in my life who I owe them dearly, my father and my mother, for their sacrifice, caring, loving, and teaching, which molded me into the person that I am today. I would also like to thank my family, my wife, my children, both my paternal and maternal families in Buotu and Kia. I also owe a lot of gratitude for those that gave me words of encouragement and moral support through my campaign. I would also like to give my sincere appreciation to all those who believed in me during the last election. I will be forever grateful for their support. Mr. Speaker, as I stand in this honorable house, I must say that Solomon Island is at a very special time in progress and unity. Solomon Island must Solomon Islands have come through very challenging times for almost 2 decades, which put to test our economy and our unity. In this regard, I therefore wish to thank the past governments for their resolve and steadfast in ensuring that our economy remains afloat and our national unity intact. Mr. Speaker, with these few remarks, I do support the motion and I do resume my seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. Let me now give the floor and opportunity to the MP for East Central Guadalcanal. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for allowing me to also contribute to this very important motion. The Honorable Speaker of the National Parliament, the Honorable Prime Minister of Solomon Islands, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Mines and Rural Electrification, Honorable Cabinet Ministers of respective ministries, the Honorable Leader of the Opposition, the Honorable Leader of Independent Members of Parliament, Honorable Deputy Speaker and Honorable Members of Parliament, constitutional post holders, permanent secretaries, distinguished officials of the National Parliament, and the people of Solomon Islands. Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for recognizing me and for the opportunity to speak for the first time in this honorable House. Mr. Speaker said, thank you for the opportunity to speak and be a voice for my people in this highest honorable House of this country. Honorable Speaker, I'm very humbled to represent the people of East Central Guadalcanal constituency as the seventh. This is a responsibility that I take it seriously in heart. Honorable Speaker, my contribution today in this honorable House will cover key areas I believe the country needs to take seriously. For this purpose, I thank the Honorable Prime Minister for moving the motion of Sine-Die and the opportunity to debate. Honorable Speaker, today, Honorable Speaker, as I said, this is my first taste of this floor of Parliament. Allow me to debate in this motion of Sine-Die, even if it is lullabies this honorable House. Firstly, Honorable Speaker, I wish to congratulate all of us, the 15 members of Parliament, for successful election to this 12th Parliament. Honorable Speaker, congratulations to all of us in our successful election and re-election to returning members of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, our people has entrusted us with great confidence and pace to lead our country with love for our nation. Honorable Speaker, I believe that each of us MPs will take this responsibility seriously with love for our people at heart and with great responsibility as true servant for our country for the next 4 years. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, I wish to sincerely thank all my people in East Central Guadalcanal for electing me as their representative in this honorable House. My good people of East Central Guadalcanal constituency, thank you for the trust and confidence vested on me to be your voice, your servant as Member of Parliament. I'm joyful with humble heart for your trust in me with this great responsibility. Honorable Speaker, I become their member of Parliament, not only for those who voted me into Parliament, but as MP for every voters, non-voters, and the people of the Central Guadalcanal constituency. Honorable Speaker, I congratulate you and the Deputy Speaker on your appointment as Speaker and Deputy Speaker to this Honorable House. Mr. Speaker, this House believes in your leadership and your vast experience to lead the business of this Parliament, and I thank you for your dedicated service to our country. Honorable Speaker, as a new MP, I look forward to work with your office and enjoy Parliament life as of today and beyond. Mr. Speaker said, I pray for the Lord's leading as you and Deputy Honorable Speaker lead and manage debates and business of this Parliament in this great country. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of my constituents, we congratulate the Honorable Prime Minister on his successful and peaceful election. Honorable Prime Minister, thank you and your deputy for raising your hands to lead our country and election appointment respectively. This is the highest calling and I wish you well. Furthermore, Honorable Speaker, I must also congratulate the Leader of the Opposition and the Leader of Independent Members of Parliament. I thank you for accepting these important roles to ensure check and balance is done as for the sake of good governance in our country. Honorable Speaker, as newly elected MP, I look forward to work and learn from the experiences and wisdom in these 4 years. Honorable Speaker, I wish also to congratulate all honorable ministers of the Crown. I thank them for accepting the responsibilities to become ministers of the government to spearhead the political leadership of our government in the government ministries. Honorable Speaker, as someone serving the provincial government for the last 13 years as MPA, I congratulate all the elected premiers, the Honorable City Mayor, and the Speaker of the Provincial Assembly for their successful election as Speakers of the Assembly, Premiers and Mayor of Honiara City. Honorable Speaker, I congratulate them all and wish all provincial government, including Western and Central provinces, great success as we together lead our country in one accord. Honorable Speaker say, thank you for allowing me to go through my long list of congratulatory messages and acknowledgement as stated. Honorable Speaker, please allow me to debate some of the key areas and issues of governance, service delivery, and leadership this House and government must work on for the sake of this country. Mr. Speaker, say, in terms of our country's economy, I thank many speakers and experts for debate in detail. Mr. Speaker, on that note, I thank the Honorable Minister of Finance, former Prime Minister, for honestly informing the country on the true economic status of this country and the way forward to improve and strengthen our government revenues through its policies. Honorable Speaker, as a new member of Parliament in this tour of Parliament, I realize that one of the greatest setbacks for this nation is hatred and disunity among us, national leaders. Honorable Speaker, someone told me that this is politics. But for me, politics is all about people and country, and not hate and disunity. Honorable Speaker, I might see it with the wrong lens and see what I saw in this Parliament as a newcomer in this House. I believe if we leaders in this honorable House continue to disunite and hate each other, we will not take this country forward. Honorable Speaker, say we are here for the same people and country despite our political affiliation. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, we are all leaders of this great nation, Solomon Islands. We can agree and disagree in this floor of Parliament as our mandate to defeat, but personal hatred must not lead us Honorable Speaker, this 12th Parliament is an excellent house, and we can move this country forward only if both sides of this house work together. How can we expect this country to work together when we leaders do not lead the way? Honorable Speaker, this should apply both all the provincial government level and the national parliament. Honorable Speaker, as a newly elected MP, I believe that our country will not go forward until we leaders put our differences and personal hate aside and work together wholeheartedly for the nation. Let us work together, honorable leaders, for the sake of our country. Honorable Speaker, I pray that God will remove the stormy heart and give us all the heart of place to lead our people and country. Furthermore, Honorable Speaker, I thank the Honorable Prime Minister for the tribute and respect to the people of Guadalcanal and traditional owner of Honiara, and call for respect to traditional owners of Honiara in his victory maiden speech. Honorable Speaker, as one of the Guadalcanal elected leaders, I highly value the statement of the Honorable Prime Minister at heart with joy. At the same time, I have a mixed feelings. Honorable Speaker, the traditional owners of Honiara and Guadalcanal people have been blessed with empty lip services tribute from government speeches over the years, Mr. Speaker said. Sadly, Honorable Speaker, one good example is the Pacific Games speeches last year was also full of speechless attribute to the traditional owners of Honiara. But at the end of the game, traditional owners of the land are Pongoten. But you say, what na manya kalem Pongoten? Mr. Speaker, if you drive down, lo ia lo iminama, or lo Honiara, our schools, last week, no, I think they share buses. They distribute buses to organizations within Honiara City and other stakeholders. Yes. The landowners are neglected. That's one classic example. Yes. I know they are giving one bus to GP province, but our landowners, people who imitate Tangi Ologata. So the bus might not worthy, Mr. Speaker, but that's what small example. Honorable Speaker, my point is all the tribute holds no water for the traditional owners of Honiara, where we all call our home. Honorable Speaker, how long will it take? Just drive to Sine-Die and see the state of water supply, sanitation, education, health and services for the owners of Honiara. This also may apply to the traditional owners of Gizo, Aoki, Buala, Lata, and other provincial towns. Honorable Speaker, the provincial government cannot do much with the very small resources, limited resources. Honorable Speaker, I believe our PM and cabinets will hold on to your words of tribute, and ruling governments will continue to appreciate the owners of Honiara going forward. Honorable Speaker, my people are tired of lip services. This does not speak well of our traditional culture. My people, since independence, embrace this country and must be recognized. Here, man, in stay logata places, custom limber clear number. Time you tangiolo man, you don't tangiolo word no more. Give them some recognition, Mr. Speaker. Yeah. Honorable Speaker, on revenue sharing for provinces, I continue to call on the executive government to ensure this happens in our time. No waiting more for next government, this government now. Provinces need resources to provide services to our rural people. Honorable Speaker, our provincial government are close to the rural people and need more resources than ever, and central government must support them. Mi kam lo province na das tawe mi totok tu masol sem lo provincial government. We are very ogata resources lo ogata very small number. Honorable Speaker, if revenue sharing will take some time, PM and Cabinet must increase the provincial grants to our provinces. The current provincial government grant is too small, very small. Misal takaman lo yan, may member of province too, they not account. Mr. Speaker, I think that will babahemi bless him what provinces blame me, by God no ask me too much or know what they will do. Even though we sometimes we call them agent, no, what are elected to you, what are government to you. So you must help him, Mr. Speaker. Say most provinces, the grant does not support services, but only meet the manpower cost of the provinces. On PCDA grants, Honorable Speaker, I know Guadalcanal Province, Temotu Province, and Central Islands Province were the only 3 provinces qualified for funding last year, 2023. Honorable Speaker, I confirm that the 3 qualified provinces were not paid their PCDA funding. I don't know why, I think because of the Pacific Game or what, but me, like him, please, I like him for looking. My good minister, below MPGIS, under your leadership, the PM, the Deputy PM, please ensure our 3 provinces must be paid this year. Mr. Speaker said the 3 provinces' capital project last year under PCDF were not implemented and was a great disappointment for the province concerned, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in terms of infrastructure, I believe all provinces experience our roads all in worsening situation. Say, for Guadalcanal, all of us witness the poorest stages of roads in history. Manifal Gogolo West Guadalcanal, Northeast and East Central Guadalcanal Road condition. Bara no in vote him describe him lemna. Today one pala him say lo kriki at lo nara koli konrabolo West Koyo. So there are no words for us to describe our road situation. Lo every provinces. Yesterday, member below Central Honiara, this one neta ta but sample place not ta so him was home. On the same note, Mr. Speaker, Guadalcanal province is the only province where all airports are closed, except Henderson International Airport. I call on this government to ensure all airports are open throughout the country. Honorable Speaker, I call on this government with strong leadership to ensure our roads are prioritized. This is where economic growth will cherish and grow. Honorable Speaker, if the current way of centralizing works and infrastructure, this government must look at decentralizing to the provinces. Mr. Speaker, let's go back to the PWD, where provinces look after their own roads, government to support them with resources. Man before outer road no also too much because provinces look after their own machines. Or sabe two program on time for rain little bit, Greatham Road or Outer Wackham Road. This time you may change him. If you look him no good, I'm hard for change him. If you sabe change him, the current way of doing things is not working for us, Mr. Speaker. And our people, we cannot continue doing things as businesses as usual when our people do not benefit from the services, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on this same note, I wish to thank the government for moving past with the towers throughout the country. The government must be commended, say, for economic growth. We need both communication and effective transport and transport services. Mr. Speaker, on provincial headquarters, Guadalcanal is the only province without headquarters, and sadly, we live in Honiara, claiming that most of the people claim that GP lo Honiara is headquarters. Honiara emi blo national capital. Honorable Speaker, I thank the former PM and DCGA government on the Constitution amendments, Constituent Assembly Act 2023. The ways of the people of this country is heard. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I request this Parliament, and in particular the general government, to prioritize Guadalcanal provincial government headquarters and other provinces for that matter as part of preparation for our provinces. Honorable Speaker, I call on the Minister of MPGIS and other key ministries to support Guadalcanal province in this matter. Honorable Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister, your province has land available at Mamara. Honorable Speaker, I thank them in advance and believe every 6 ministers of Guadalcanal province will stay on our side by supporting this project, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in the last House, Minister of the provincial government is from Guadalcanal. Now I believe my good friend, new minister, will prioritize not only GP, but all other provinces that needed their provincial headquarters for mass help in Mogata. Honorable Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, ministers, leaders of official opposition and independents, I thank you all for your leadership. My humble request, we all must work together. Finally, on boundary commission, Honorable Speaker, on wards and constituency boundary, I feel work must continue for additional wards and constituencies in the country. Some of our constituency, Mr. Speaker, is very big, and reaching them is difficult. For an example, East Central Guadalcanal, where I represented. Garden Popala, wards. If you like what to every villages, you go to helicopter now by Kasem Staka villages. Me campaign last time, no cover many villages, no Staka villages. Very difficult, very far. More than 20,000+ people. Mr. Speaker, so me think that a big province like Guadalcanal, with, I think I'm highest, if me right, I'm highest low population this time, yeah? I think I'm not, but you check them good. But I'm not highest, yeah? So time I'm highest also, why not make no more, Mr. Speaker? Try give him come more, popala also. Give him 4 or 5 also, yeah? Make him, the services reach out well to the people. I think that is very important. Not only Guadalcanal, but other provinces where you MP him for big, or divide him now. Even no talent no more than MP lawyer. The boundary commission officers must go down to the constituencies, take him GPA or what, mark him good. Me campaign Bharat no sab finish him now. Lucky na me win. Because no man me lose, because me no finish him every village is here, communities, very hard. No, but if helicopter, yes, you can travel by helicopter. So that, Mr. Speaker, I think it's very important. This speech block Prime Minister, me bara happy, and this time me bara like him for you You will government blue, give me palana, 3 or 4 also. Think with this, Mr. Speaker, me conclude lawyer, Honorable Speaker, and me like for thanking all successive governments for leading our country to where we are. Sometimes we might say government also good, but the successive governments are doing what they can. Now it's our turn for you me doing more. So I thank them for their leadership and dedication to this country. Today is our turn to lead and serve our country with dignity and pride. Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity and wish our government and people a success with God's leading. May God bless Solomon Islands from shore to shore. Thank you. I receive my seat.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Member. Honourable Deputy Prime Minister, you have the floor, sir.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for recognizing me as now an MP and Minister of Mines and Energy for the Ministry of Mines and Energy Electrification. Mr. Speaker, me like for as well, just like for congratulating me for the election, the Honourable Prime Minister and all of us around this chamber, the Leader of Opposition, the Leader of Independent, and the Member of Parliament who we are in the 12th Parliament. Mr. Speaker, sir, before we dwell on the speech below, the motion that moved by the Honourable Prime Minister, I'd just like to clarify a few things here. The Honourable friend for Small Maleta, during his speech in the time he came for taking oath, himself the Honourable Minister of Mines and Black and Commerce did this for a deputy post here, Prime Minister post. Mr. Speaker, sir, listening to that kind of assessment came from a Prime Minister. I think it's a little bit belittling himself in his status. I believe he knew how this ended up and how I took the post. So, Small Maleta, I'd just like to clarify this. You remember when you Prime Minister because of me. And that I want to remind you of that. So I'm not eyeing for the kind of a post, no more. Just to make him clear in this honorable chamber house, so that everybody understands him. I don't know how he came up with this kind of statement, but I think it's sort of got him some weight of somebody who him can reason things and can think of a lot of reasons, 2,000 reasons somebody can come up with them. Just for that, Mr. Speaker, sir, may like to dwell a little bit on the motion, a few things that have been said in this honorable house. Mr. Speaker, sir, one for now is a state government thing where it's been raised around this honorable house. Mr. Speaker, say, Gororo people, in this state government thing, it's not negotiable. That has been said in all of our statement, our letter to the honorable Prime Ministers and Prime Minister of the Prime Ministers until today. I believe the premise around the Somalians as well, they've raised that in their previous conferences. And so you mean for Thailand that by me go around and doing some revision this issue, I don't think it's something we ignore people's, something that people like it, people of this nation. And then too for Thailand Muslim that Western Province and Gwale. Wow. Wow. The Speaker, this is not speak well of what we're trying to do in this honorable house. That previous conference, every premier come, and they talked about this. They've signed the conclusions. And that me debate me talk about Colonel Samuel. Everything you're saying me try for do away with him, but it's right in front of us. And in last year we have amended Section 61. It's been passed through 40 plus members of Parliament, and it must issue in the media. We've got to finish this issue, and we will come to some conclusion by end of this year. So that not me like Talamosan, because people of Golokana, they've been humble enough for a long time. Here in Honiera, humble people of the Wantaglo Tandai, Wantaglo Malango, and Lobahomea. Me, Mr. Speaker, say I'm on me from Weather Coast, and me just like any other people who come here and reside here as well. I survived in here through doing business, and I believe all of us all of us around Solomon Islands, and we do business here. And that's why we get our survivors. And even for just ignoring the Honiara place here, and just for all some normal meeting, it's right. And so the state government thing, Mr. Speaker, said, I think this is something that people like him and like him now. Just to express on that. Mr. Speaker said, me like to talk about him now. The MOUs that was raised by the Minister of Finance. Me thanking him for, like other speakers, he raised a few things that he need for really look into the holes where selling him no coming and selling him God. I think that's very, very important. The leakage, sorry, the word is a leakage. And so, maybe means of months we're trying our very best as well. The MOUs that we signed there, when come to finance, Mr. Speaker said, also Ministry of Finance. Ministry of Finance there to see the actual thing, the details of things, Ministry of Finance will come up with them. And for talk about the Ministry of Mines, I think in terms of finance, it's them. But we are working together as in Thailand. We will work together to see the leakages here, and we'll put this together. Another issue, me like talk about them, the 140 million paid by, the cabinet have endorsed that for IMI payment now, or the group law LSL. Mr. Speaker said, me like taking me go back to one for issue where him came up, the Tafan Pupu resort. Tafan Pupu resort is paid by the NPF. And it's a government decision that him doing wrong too. And so whilst we're listening to people talking about the 140 millions, this Tafan Pupu issue, someone is on the house is blamed for it. Blame for this kind of 140 Tafan Pupu issue. Now Tafan Pupu issue become nothing. Now people's money, NPF money, paid to this investor, and since nobody now. So some of the decisions where me try to talk in his whole house, me thank him, the suggestion from the other side of the house, which we will govern by take note of him, but it's 140 million. We're doing a way that him got him good outcome, him good also. I agree very much. But me like raising this town people said, imi sabi him what happened in the past. Some people think this is another issue. Of course, there's some issue in the past as well. And imi for no team, imi say one for him here, imi said that government during the time making that decision. Maybe me say too. So that's one me like plug him up for me understand him. That's for the 140 million. Me like talk a little bit about Minister of Mines and Energy. Mr. Speaker said where in this debate they talk about the water, they talk about the energy, and me like Kalamusum, the transition of the renewable energy is a priority for the ministry and the ministry. My ministry is advancing projects such as the Tina Hydro project. It's been mentioned here. Tina Hydro project expands solar energy initiative to provide reliable and sustainable energy to the rural communities. The Tina Hydro project has no doubt had a difficult beginning, largely due to the international crisis caused by spread of COVID during that time. And I'm happy to announce that the project is progressing well with access roads, two powerhouse site and the 3 to dam sites now nearly 80% complete. Work on the dam site, diversion of river will commence in next month. Athena Hydro Limited and its subcontractor, the Hyundai Engineering Company, are going to place an order to the tunnel boring machine soon. Construction of the tunnel and the dam foundation will start soon. Despite the project delays, such poses the project a commercial operation date to February 2028. So right now, IMI agreed for 5 years and pushed forward because of other issues and delaying the funding and programs here. It is crucial to note that the project will enable the Solomon government to still meet its national determined contribution targets towards the reduction of the greenhouse gas. This is one will accord in Pascal Paris of 2016. The Tina Hydro plant will supply 80% of the energy needs of Honiara annually in 2028, and is expected to reduce consumption of diesel by 18 million liters annually. Mr. Speaker said financially it is still a viable project. The life of these assets, dam, Pensok, and the powerhouse is more than 80 years before the people of Somalians will enjoy the fruits of renewable energy generation from Tina Hydro project for more than a year after expiry 2058 of the Power Purchase Agreement. Mr. Speaker, sir, another amendment on the Electricity Act will refer to Type B. Amendment is soon to be made in the floor of this Honourable House to finalise the establishment of an electricity sector regulator in the country. A rural electrification. The rural electrification, Mr. Speaker, extending electrification to rural areas is considered essential to many ministries for economic development and improving life standards. The ministry is optimistic about enhancing national efforts to electrify more rural areas. And in the interest of us 50 members of parliament, ensuring that all Somalians can benefit from the modern energy services. I wish to express my sincere thanks to the Australian government, to the Australian High Commission's office and its launch of off-grid renewable energy partnership in the Pacific on June 7th, announcing new off-grid renewable energy partnership in the Solomon Islands. That time, Australian High Commission said, eliminated again the 4 highest of every Pacific Island countries, 4 projects. Thank you, Australian High Commission, for that, and the people of Australia. Generate energy security for essential healthcare in Solomon Islands, and a partnership between supply and the Good Samaritan Hospital, not global. Oh, these are the projects. Securing access to renewable energy of Solomon Islands, Savo Island, and enhancing Solomon Islands Malaita community with affordable solar power. Partnership between Superpower, My Marshina Green Belt, Save the Children Solomon Islands, and the Australian government. Powering Solomon Islands Vavanga community with affordable renewable energy in the Western Province. On the same token, my ministry has also wished to acknowledge and sincerely appreciate the support and frustration effort of the UNDP through the SPICE stimulating progress towards improved rural electrification Solomon's project funded by the Global Environmental Funds through partnering with United Nations and development programs. SPIRE's project goal is mainly to reduce annual growth, a rate of greenhouse gas emissions in energy and energy ends in sector of Solomon Islands. The project prime objective is to facilitation of the achievement of increased access to electricity in the rural areas in the country. The 3 established sites, Hunanawa Community, East Arara, Rockera Secondary School, Los Small Malaita, Vela La Vela Eco Lodge. This project, when in place and becoming operational, will assist the project recipients to ensure there is a stability mechanism in place to maintain the system after the project life. Also, Mila for Talam here that the ministry have also established MOUs from the PRC SOEs, about the program of China at Asia China, to advocate also for electrification. Mr. Speaker said the ministry have several strategic and priority initiatives designed to enhance sustainable development and resources management. Here are some potential strategic and priority initiatives for the sectors administered in the ministry. 1, regulatory improvements. The ministry prioritizes review and update of regulatory frameworks to ensure they are robust and conducive to sustainable development. This includes clear licensing process and the strict enforcement of environment and social safeguards in the various geoscience sectors in the ministry. Strengthen and update mining laws and regulations to ensure sustainable and responsible mining practices in the country. Update the energy policies and regulations to encourage private sector investment, innovation in the energy sector. Community engagement. Effective resources management requires the active participation of local communities. The ministry throughout the energy division is designing strategic approaches that would foster a strong relationship between the investors and the resource owners, ensuring the development projects provide tangible benefits to our people. Optimizing projects benefits equally amongst investors, resource owners, provincial governments, and national government in the ministry of priority. Promote inclusive stakeholders engagement to ensure that the mining activities benefit local communities and address the concerns. Capacity building, investing in the training and development of the local workforce is crucial in the ministry, and it is ongoing effort in the ministry for effective service delivery. We are foregoing partnership with education institutions and international organizations to build the skills needed for managing and developing our national resources effectively. Invest in training and capacity building for local geologists, hydrologists, energy officials, and technical staff to enhance their skills and expertise. By focusing on this strategic and the priority initiatives, means of mines, energy, and rural electrification can significantly contribute to the sustainable development and economic growth of some islands, while ensuring the protection and conservation of its natural resources, Mr. Speaker said. Mr. Speaker, I think these are the thing of the ministry, and we are working very closely with the other ministries, especially Ministry of Finance and Environment, to make sure that the work is done according to law. And so, me finish, Mr. Speaker, but me like for thanking people of the Eastern constituency who stood the ground to putting me back in this honourable house. I think also some other speakers tell them this election is not easy for all of us. We went through challenges, and it didn't have all our funds that we have. And so the Speaker said maybe we will see the amendment of the what is electoral thing that we give me. I think the money is a bit small in the 500,000. I believe all of our spending is more than what we have spent. Anyway, it's a law that we must retire this money. But this is my submission that the election is tough in any way. It's getting tougher and tougher every election. And so in this honourable house, you must think about him and you must work along him. I'd like to thank him, all the premiers of the provinces who voted in as well, Premier of Malaita and Golkonal, and other premiers of other provinces, thank you. They have went through the same election, and we came out to be the elected members of parliament in the provincial election. So me, just like to thank everyone for this 12th parliament. I think they're in the 12th parliament as well. And me, just like for Thailand, that this 12th parliament belongs to us 12 members of parliament. And so audition in this honourable house is very important. Our cause of instability in the house is also very important for us to note. I think this country has no need of instability and need for stand together. The 100 days of policy has been launched today, and we're proposing if there's a bipartition, if we can do it together in terms of how to implement how this 100 days by work. I think it's good for us to share our knowledge and our wisdom together so that we can take this program together. With that, Mr. Speaker, me like for resume my seat and me thank you for your goodness and your re-election again, as Mr. Talent today. I hope with your experience been in here for the last 4 years, and now another 4 years, by you stood your ground in terms of making decisions in regards to this honourable house. With that, I support the motion and I resume my seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Minister and Deputy Prime Minister. Thank you, Honourable MP for Maringa Kokota. You have the floor, Madam.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Honourable Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, Ministers of the Crown, Leader of Opposition, Leader of the Independent Group, and colleague members of Parliament and Parliament officers. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Mr. Speaker, sir, to contribute to this motion, Sine-Die, where the Honourable Prime Minister had moved that at the adjournment of Parliament on Monday, 17th June 2024, the present meeting shall be concluded and Parliament shall then stand adjourned Sine-Die. First of all, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to thank the God Almighty for fulfilling His plans which resulted in our elections to this Honourable House, despite the many challenges that many of us went through. as some of my colleagues have alluded to, there is time and season for everything. And so I believe that this time is for us to transform this our beloved country, each and every one of us. Mr. Speaker, sir, I also wish to join my colleagues to congratulate you, sir, for your re-election to the Speaker position this term in this Honourable House. I also wish to thank the Deputy Speaker for your election. I think you were elected unopposed, both of you. It reflects the confidence that we all have in you to carry on the responsibilities and duties in this Honourable House. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to congratulate the Honourable Member of Parliament for Hograno Kia Katova Havule constituency to become the first sons of the longest and peaceful Isles of Isabel to hold the Prime Minister post of this country on this 12th Parliament. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for our people in Isabel. Thank you, Jeanette, for the trust and confidence bestowed upon him. Despite of rumors spreading fears on social media before the elections, the election went peacefully and smoothly on that day, and I thank God for that. I pray that our good Lord continue to shower his blessings upon you, lead and guide you all as you discharge your duties in this honourable house in our country. To our Deputy Prime Minister, Ministers of the Crown, Opposition Leader, Leader of the Opposition, Leader of the Independent Group, and colleague members of Parliament, congratulations to your successful election to this 12th Parliament. I believe all of us are called to this honourable house for a purpose. So let that purpose be nothing but to serve. Let us serve our people and country with humility, sincerity, and integrity as if we were serving God, and make our motto, to lead is to serve, become reality for our people and country. To my good people of Maringe Kokota constituency, I am indeed humbled to be standing here to say thank you for having the trust and confidence in me to represent you, to be a voice for you in Parliament for the next 4 years. Your prayers have been answered. I wish also to thank my former colleague MPs for leading our constituency through the past years. I can only pledge to continue the good work, service delivered to our people and constituency. I pledge to do my best to serve you faithfully, diligently, and sincerely, and seek God's guidance, wisdom to lead us through the next 4 years. On this note, I appeal to you, my good people of Maringe Kokota constituency, regardless of who you voted, I ask that we leave our differences, our grievances, and dissatisfactions aside and find it in our hearts the spirit of cooperation and working together for common good in order to serve our people and constituency in an inclusive manner. As the saying goes, leadership is a shared responsibility. And as a society that upholds a matrilineal culture, we must accept women taking leadership roles in our society. Mr. Speaker, I wish to highlight some things in my constituency, Maringi Kokota. As every other colleague have also spoken about some things that they wish to see in their constituency. I also wish to share a bit. As you will probably all know, the provincial capital, Buala, is in Maringi Kokota constituency. And unlike other provincial headquarters, a number of services that are missing is a concern. One of them is a banking service. And that is a concern, trying to run a business in that provincial capital without a bank. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, there is this favorite sentiment we always talk about in Isabel. Isabel is the longest island with the shortest road. And yet we speak of a lot of logging activities, a lot of even mining activities are going ahead on the island. But why is it we don't have proper road infrastructure on the island? I guess there are reasons, but this is a cry for our people in Isabel for a long time. There are works on a road in Maringi at the moment. It came to a halt some years back. It has not been visited. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to ask the Minister of Infrastructure to visit this project, if that can be evaluated, and see where we went and stop on this road. Also, Mr. Speaker, sir, like other members alluded to, we also have issues of staff houses for either for teachers, for health workers, and even police officers, whether be at Buala or in the rural areas. And so I thank the Minister of Health who mentioned about some staff houses in the provinces. So I hope the Minister will consider some staff houses for our clinics in the rural areas. Mr. Speaker, I do not wish to prolong my speech here, but I just feel some of these things that my people in the rural area have alluded or shared with me during my campaign. I thought I would mention this on this honorable floor so that they can be taken up. I thank the Minister of Finance for revealing to us the issues of financial status in our country, and I think we will work together to make sure what is being revealed, we put a stop to all these leakages and improve also, like the Minister of Forest mentioned about legislative reforms on relevant laws to ensure we benefit on our resources. Mr. Speaker, sir, I thank you for this opportunity, and I support this motion, and I resume my seat. Thank you.
Honourable Potter. Honourable Prime Minister, sorry. Let me acknowledge the Honourable MP for North New Georgia. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I thank you for availing me this opportunity to contribute very briefly to the motion moved by the Honourable Prime Minister that at the adjournment of Parliament on Monday, the 17th of June 2024, the present meeting shall be concluded and Parliament shall then stand adjourned Sine-Die. Mr. Speaker, let me at the outset congratulate the Honourable Member for Kia Hograno Havley, for being elected to the position of the Prime Minister for Solomon Islands. On behalf of the people of North New Georgia, I extend to you our congratulations. To you, your family, and your good people of Kia Hograno Havley. I also would like to congratulate all members who have been re-elected or those newly elected by the 12th Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I have 4 simple matters to debate this afternoon. First is the $140 million which we are talking about to purchase Leavers Salmons Limited. My justifiable caution to the Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, is not to rush. Take your time, do some diligent checks before you come to a conclusion. Even if it is later than 100 days, Mr. Speaker, even if it is 1,000 days, what matters most is that we do the right thing. Second, Mr. Speaker, is on the federal system. I will urge government to be very cautious in dealing and managing this reform with care. Mr. Speaker, Lomi issue him seems to be in two levels here. First, him come out during peace times, prior to independence. The call for state government, him come during peacetime. The response was the Provincial Government Act. Him not enough, Mr. Speaker. Provinces continue to call for more devolution of power, functions and responsibilities. They did not want revenue sharing, Mr. Speaker. More than that, they want to make their own decisions over their own resources and the allocation and utilization of their resources in the managing of their people and province affairs. Simple as that, no maya. The second level, me finding, Mr. Speaker, is a response to the crisis of 2000. There wasn't any call then, but it was a response to the crisis. And because of that, on that response, we have a draft constitution. To be very brief, by Mr. Olsem Nama, in that brief or draft constitution, we are preparing and creating 10 micro-states in Solomon Islands, 10 Palasisimolo country inside Los Solomons. That is what we will be looking at in the federal system where him staff will draft here. Which one now of the people blaming like him? Which one? The time will come, Mr. Speaker, when this issue will be dealt with. Me raise them also, so that Ganwell will take note, and me like for call on them, or quick time submitting this one goal of Constitutional Review Committee. So that look Lohem, do himself a comparative analysis and costing as well. So that what the information him come imi lo constituent assembly. So that imi fully informed little bit more before imi make a decision. Because our decision can break or unite Solomon Islands. That's the second point. By imi discussing at an appropriate time, Mr. Speaker. Third, Mr. Speaker, is my acknowledgement to the Minister of Finance and Treasury. Every time lo passed, you may blame him COVID-19, November riot, or not cause him financial problems and challenges, believe me. Twice in the last House, Mr. Speaker, I said, no, there is a third one. That is looting of our national treasury. Me happy yesterday, the former Prime Minister, Minister of Finance, confirming that that is another way of spoiling, selling, believe me. COVID-19, him sickness here. Even though ask him, even though look at him, riot is a social disorder from people around. Looting in the national treasury is done by people who are given the responsibility to lead this country, both political and administrative. Me like him for hearing this one more. Me just like for summarizing also, our governance and management of our affairs is the one of the biggest source of the leakage in this country. It contributes to now the state of our economy. Let's not deny it, Mr. Speaker. Not deny it. No anyone walk about the streets of Egol or Treasuria. No anyone. Only public officers and members of parliament, members of provinces. You be no more fool all the way there. That is where the leakage is. Hem not leakage, hem not lo road, hem not lo stadium, hem not lo store. Let's get it right. So me, I congratulate him for coming out openly and for say what should be said, so that people of this country hear him, what of the servant, but no anyone tell him. To me, this is statesmanship. Forgetting our own personal egos, personal interest, and studying fame for Solomon Islands. Third, Mr. Speaker, Parliament is a place where you may make laws. You may carry out oversight functions, law institutions, law government, and other agents of government. It provides the check and balances, the two arms of government, the judiciary and the executive. Mr. Speaker, this is my call to the government, that the 12th Parliament must make something important for this Parliament. You must introduce legislation for an autonomy law Parliament, law 12 House. Mr. Speaker, sometimes we sit down, we sorry lawyer. You only chair the meeting for discussing government business. You never call him any meeting for any debating parliamentary business. Reports come in every time of Parliament. Minister also present a paper. Man also present these papers have never been considered by Parliament because they are not government business.
A point of order, we reach now 4:30, and accordingly, standing order 10 need to be suspended. I ask the Honourable Prime Minister to move a motion to suspend the standing orders. Thank you. Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As you said, it's now 4:30 p.m. I seek your consent to move a suspension of Standing Order 10 in accordance with Standing Order 81.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Leave is granted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Standing Order 10 be suspended in accordance with Standing Order 81 to permit the continuation of business until adjourned by the Speaker in accordance with Standing Order 10.5.
Thank you, Honourable Prime Minister. Honourable members, unless any other member wishes to comment on this motion, I will put the question. Thank you. And the question is that Standing Order 10 be suspended in accordance with Standing Order 81 to permit continuation of business until adjourned by the Speaker in accordance with Standing Order 10.5. All those in favour, say aye. All those against, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Standing Order 10 therefore stands suspended, and we may continue the business until I adjourn by the Speaker in accordance with Standing Order 10.5. Thank you, Honourable Member. You may wish to continue from where you left off. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Me said earlier that you don't have anywhere of convening a parliament meeting to consider parliamentary business. Every business in Kamlohem have government business, except Friday. But that is not enough. What I'm suggesting here, Mr. Speaker, if we can work together to ensure that when government calls for parliament to meet, we deal with government business. When you call parliament to meet, we deal with parliamentary business. So that the report kakamia, you may deal with it. Maybe the answers to some of the questions we have are in those reports, but you may never read them. Maybe some of the rationales behind the changes and whatever that are taking place in ministries and in our institutions are in those reports, but no one read them. Maybe this is the time we could improve our parliament proceedings. This will require us to have a parliament calendar when government bagaring business blohem and when parliament bagaring business blohem. On that juncture, Mr. Speaker, me like thank you for your re-election. Your re-election is not by mistake. There are work and tasks that are not complete, and you now by completing, that is why you come back. One is this autonomy and the work for making good parliament blame. The fourth and final, Mr. Speaker, is at the general election of 2023, the people of North New Georgia retained me to Parliament. I thank them for their confidence and trust. And I pledge to work with them and to serve them during the tenure of this House and even beyond. With those, Mr. Speaker, I thank you. Support the motion, Mr. Message.
Thank you. Any other members who wish to speak on the motion? Yes, Honourable Minister for Commerce, Industry and Plant, and MP for North Vela Vela.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for recognizing the MP for Southeast Vela Vela and the Minister for Communication and Aviation to take this opportunity to briefly contribute to this motion moved by the Prime Minister that at the adjournment of Parliament on Monday 7th June 2024, the present meeting shall be concluded and Parliament shall then stand adjourned Sine-Die. Mr. Speaker, my contribution will be brief, as most of the colleague members of Parliament have shared their views on the motion. I'll be raising just two issues here. First, Mr. Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of my people of Southeast Vela Vela to also contribute you for your election as the Speaker of Parliament. On that note, I would also like to congratulate the Prime Minister, a member for Hograno Kia Havuli Katowai, for the successful election for the post of the Prime Minister in the 12th Parliament, as well as other members of Parliament, the Leader of Opposition, the Independent Leader, and also the Ministers and the backbenchers of this 12th Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I would just speak briefly, as I stated. First of all, the Prime Minister have stated two important issues that I would like to share here. The first one is the financial situation. Mr. Speaker said, as the Minister of Finance have stated clearly, I would really like to take this opportunity to thank him for clearly stating the situation, the financial situation, the physical situation of this nation. In this juncture, I would like to also thank the Minister of Finance to also take a cabinet paper for the cabinet ministers to pass in the mitigation measures that the government needs to take to afloat the economy of this nation. Secondly, Mr. Speaker said the infrastructure, so many things have been shared in this chamber, Mr. Speaker. As the Minister for Communication and Aviation, I will share my part as the Minister responsible for the connectivity of this nation. There are the speakers who talked about banks not available in the provincial centers, in their respective constituencies, as well as education being too hard in their research and stuff like that, Mr. Speaker. But that's the main intention, Mr. Speaker, in this government policy, that we try to put the connectivity as one of the policy in the ministry. As the Minister of Communication, Mr. Speaker, I would like to highlight once again here, Mr. Speaker, that so far, 4 towers have been connected in the first stage of the National Broadband Infrastructure Project that is funded by PRC. Phase 1, Mr. Speaker, I just want to let the nation know, stage 1 is Guadalcanal, Central and Isabel Province. Stage 2, Western Province, Suesol and Malaita. And the final stage is Temotu, Makira and Renal Belona. The first stage, Mr. Speaker, as I have stated in my previous press conference 2 weeks ago, that 4 towers have been connected. There are 3 ready for connection within this couple of weeks, and hopefully should be 8 in total, to further enhance the connectivity that we want the nation to have. Mr. Speaker, the first stage of the broadband tower construction should be completed by the end of August. And the ministry is hoping to install 46 towers. Mr. Speaker, as we stand here, today marks the first anniversary, the 1-year anniversary of the MSLN under the telecom. I was invited to attend that. I sent an apology note to the CEO stating that I have other commitments. That is the 100 days launch, so I couldn't make it. But others have attended. But I can assure the nation, Mr. Speaker said, and the Prime Minister, that telecom have shown very significant interest on the dialogue and the working together of the infrastructure as well as the networking of the tower. I would like to let the nation know the infrastructure is owned by the SOE company established by the ministry. The connection is done by the telecom. When we talk about banks, I can assure my good honorable MP for
Maringe Kokota.
Maringe Kokota, sorry, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Maringe Kokota, she was a little bit disappointed on the fact that there is no banks there, but I can assure you, as we can have more towers we can have more means of transferring money to our rural people, and that's the intention. We try to reduce, if the connectivity, the software is there, we don't need hard cash to take around in this nation to do monetary functions that are relevant to this nation. I remember I was in China last year, and some of us, we don't have a card, so we were looking for cash to pay, and then they told us, we don't use cash, we don't use hard cash here. We use electronics, using a mobile phones. There's apps that we can use. And that's the area that the nation would like to go forward to. On that note, Mr. Speaker, I would also encourage students who are doing secondary schools as well as primary schools to focus more on science. I remember New Zealand and Australia is putting emphasis on the STEAM. STEAM, S-T-E-M, stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. As a technical person myself, I think to move this nation forward, we need more students doing STEAM. Despite of the fact that we put more emphasis on this communication, we need more IT people. So we need more students to do studies at university schools to be able to come and work on these infrastructures that we need. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, on the infrastructure, the aviation sector, we have the project for the road and aviation program. As we speak today, Mr. Speaker, my permanent secretary and the officers in the ministry, as well as CIRAP representatives, World Bank, are in Auki to hold a dialogue, as we normally have annually, to look at how we can help in the road and airport, road bridge and airport infrastructures. Mr. Speaker, I can assure you that the government, under the leadership of the Prime Minister, the GNAD, will try our best to push all the relevant infrastructures that are needed for to support the economic activities within the nation. Currently, in this CIRAP, we have stage 1 and 2. In stage 1, as we know, Mr. Speaker, we have the terminal in Muda upgrade that is completed, upgrade in the international airport in Honiara that is already done and ready to be handed over with the lighting system. We have tenders for the towers for Muda and Honiara, as well as the office complex for aviation ministry. Tenders are available for bidders to apply for. Also, Mr. Speaker, we have the aviation ministry have completed the upgrade of Taro, that's the tar ceiling and the lighting. At the moment, we are doing the Sege domestic airport. Was closed on the 3rd and will be open on the 24th of June. The opening of Sege, Mr. Speaker, will be on the 2nd of July. And I'm putting this invitation to all my colleagues, members of parliament who is willing to attend, to please put your name through me, but first come, first serve, because there are quite a few of us. And it is as I'm the new Minister for Communication and Aviation, Mr. Speaker, it is my intention that every strategic airports in the nation should be tar sealed and lightened. And Mr. Speaker, I can assure this Honorable House, it is my aim to make sure. Because him important here, Mr. Speaker. for the safety of the passengers, the safety of the aircraft is fundamental for the tourists who are willing to come visiting places. We were talking about tourism, but how can we improve it when our airports are not improved? But I can assure this chamber, the GNAT government with the leadership of the Prime Minister and the ministers and the backbenchers, we can do it, Mr. Speaker. Lata Airport, Mr. Speaker, MPs belum ulat temo tunal but one pala nomor I can assure you this honorable house work should start by mid of July this year to upgrade, so including tar ceiling and lighting. Swabana, Mr. Speaker, Swabana domestic airport in Isabel. Currently we are negotiating with World Bank under the SIRA project to upgrade tar seal and lighting of that. Also, Mr. Speaker, Ministry bara busy na every day. Waka hat busy to masa, Mr. Speaker. But I'm happy to him ya. He make him busy and make him brain him work so that imi work ya. Imi kampo work ita imi campaign ya, Mr. Speaker. Every MP say may fala work ya, but some fala official mino sabi what work tu. But Mr. Speaker, the extension of the international airport negotiation have started, and hopefully. Before the end of this year, we can finalize which group to fund and where is the money coming from. There are lots of donors who are interested in these projects. Not only the international airport, Mr. Speaker said, but also other provincial airports. In this juncture, Mr. Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the donor partners who have been faithful in helping us to improve our infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, to conclude, me like to put him clearly here, long speech block Prime Minister today him say to you, in the 100 days policy statement, there will be a more consultation between donors and the government. And I want to tell the donors in the chamber that silent belong of the donors must go where we will take him right for putting in a place of the thinking. Because we know where is necessary for the improvement of this nation. What I don't say friend blow me so about the happy no more misabe. But I come looking at the happy no the chorus no after but they are my friends, they are our friends, and we are friends. That's why the GNAT government still maintain the policy for friends to all and enemy to none. Finally, Mr. Speaker, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you long o ta waters plomi lohom. Mi fala 6 in total na contest, Mr. Speaker. They have their thoughts. Everybody have their thoughts and the directions. Mi saluti moloketa. Mi thank you moloketa for trying. But as other the pastor long morning him tale molsemia, Pastor Ellison Baku, before him pray him say, and I quote, God raised leaders in his timing and specific season. I repeat, God raised leaders in his timing and specific season. Mr. Speaker, suppose you look long Daniel chapter 2, verse 21. Him say also, and I quote, he changes times and seasons. God, yeah? He changes times and seasons. He deposes kings and raises up others. And we need to move and live in line with God's timing. Mr. Speaker, people belum iyo dan terlebih terarawai itu ya. as some others have stated. But siya impala sudah terlalu impala saya positionnya belum kamannya, belum ya, Mr. Speaker. So me like urging people below me to put him in differences below kita. We want people no maya. And Mr. Speaker, I stand here for people belong Southeast Vela. Not only voters, everybody. So that's not wrong. Me below kita, Mr. Speaker, and I'll be faithful in delivering the services required for my people, this government, for implementation to where me like it. With that note, Mr. Speaker, I support this motion and I beg to take my seat.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Thank you. Now let me give the floor to the MP for Gizapolabara and Minister for Police, National Security and Correctional Services. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Thomas, Honorable Speaker, for giving me time, a little bit talk in support now motion where Honorable Prime Minister and bring him where him talk of saying that the adjournment of Parliament on Monday, 17th June 2024, the present meeting shall be concluded and Parliament shall then stay adjourned Sine-Die. Mr. Speaker, allow me also on behalf of good people blomi lo two fala beautiful islands here no Western Head, Gizo and Kolobangara for also taking this time lo congratulate him na you on your unopposed re-election as the National Speaker of the 12th Parliament. Sir, your continued service to this honorable House, any testament to your dedication to upholding principles of democracy and ensuring the smooth functioning of this esteemed institution. Also to make it to me on behalf of people below me like for also extending to big fella heartfelt congratulations below me fella Law Honorable Prime Minister Honorable Jeremiah Manele on his election as the Prime Minister of Solomon Islands. May Vision Blohem were representing government, integrity and leadership, Blohem, by undoubtedly guide us through the challenges ahead and lead our nation towards prosperity and progress. Me assure him, sir, that by me as Minister of his government, by stayed united in supporting his endeavor for the betterment of our beloved country, Solomon Island. Me not forgetting too, all the good leaders, believe me, notably the opposition leader, Honorable Matthew Wale MP for Aukelangalanga for election Blohem as opposition leader, important roles na by me playing, this is important, this is a noble house, and perhaps the independent leader to MP for East area, Honorable Peter Kenny Jr. L'Oreal, for your responsibility as leader of the independent group. Speaker, sir, me like to for acknowledgement, perhaps say tagyo, look at important people, lo life domia, a special group of people, the people of Gizo and Kolobangara constituency for allow me able for representing Okatamoa. Me been the time before too, Mr. Speaker, sir. And after some time, I'm so humble to see that the trust Okatagarem Lomi have still there, the testament of me standing here to say thank you, Lo Okata. Also, me like to say thank you too, Lo Okat people, good people bring me Lo Godol Kanal, and I empathize with him, MP for North East Central Godol Canal. If him been thinking, Mr. Speaker said that time people acknowledge him, or acknowledge him for nothing people of this land, for me, and please accept from the bottom of my heart that me really talk, say, Tagyo, lo allow. Godol Canal, where you me call him home. Me call him place here, I'm also home to me too, yeah. Because say, lo custom time you got him house, lo any place, you me call him maybe home to you me na. So me like to say, thank you, lo keta. Sir, me also, lo 2 days or so, me listen to lo keta. Good fella contribution in relation to important issues perhaps government may need for look lohen. By me not too much duel lo kata, but maybe one or two in relation to one for a very important issue where almost all who have contributed or could spend them time for talk about him, which is on the challenging status of our economy. I would like to subscribe to the various fiscal management measures that was proposed by the Minister of Finance, which perhaps unanimously almost everyone would support him for you, me. Support him na government, law uphold him na or measures here. And implementing. I believe, sir, those policy measures are to improve governance, enhance economic stability, and promote sustainable development. Supporting these fiscal policies, I support that we must continue to pursue certain key policy thematic areas, yeah, lo supporting na ministry blow finance. And me save class a couple of issues raising law few thematic areas. Number one, revenue. There's need for you me really look revenue diversification. Government, me believe that we will be working on diversifying our sources of revenue to reduce dependency on single sector. Okay, normal traditional commodities that you may rely on, or some copra, or some forestry. You must look low how you may be able for also look low over other sectors. This could involve expanding tax base, improving tax collection mechanism, and me happy there are measures that the Minister of Finance make mention, and exploring new sources of revenue. One where me clear come, and I think from listening to me, Mr. Speaker, sir, one fall no a little bit who question him by also start for charge him or ship blow you me $50 per year, yeah, me believe, if yeah blow me him correct. I think that me support him, yeah. Me contribution blow you me law support him or the climate change initiative. For looking at, oh yeah, me will contribute in terms of support him now. the initiatives that you may support him, lo different engagement and support lo global initiatives. Okay, next na, me support him too, strengthening of public financial management, and me believe me in support of what others have been saying, Mr. Speaker, sir. I think it's high time for collaboration now between every relevant government agencies, and this 12th Parliament, having worked, Mr. Speaker, for at least 4 or 5 years, law Office of the Prime Minister, especially law policy implementation and monitoring unit, me looking that me barawa very agent now for more collaboration between the Prime Minister's office, Minister of Finance, and all other line ministry to ensure that strengthening of budgeting processes, enhancing financial reporting mechanism, and implementing internal controls for preventing mismanagement and corruption in the way you may utilize resources below country, especially our revenue. So, me like for looking that one happen, and I believe that you may survey doing. Me also take note, Mr. Speaker, said that there are actually so many potentials, local provinces, and me supporting initiatives that various members of parliament try for expressing opportunities from constituencies. Me happy too for harem that a former member of parliament for Giza Kolobangara and former finance minister too, he make mention of an opportunity existed law constituency blomi, KFP. Former MP for Giza Kolobangara by himself well that in fact there are opportunities in that particular investment, being someone that he actually signed him joint venture agreement in KFPL investment. He would know that there are specific provisions law JVA where should allow more economic activities, and especially in the area of downstreaming and value added law that industry. May believe that government bahami look law here, and you may support him for looking that you may create more jobs. Like Noro, KFPL have also hosting investment that employ stuck people throughout the country. I think a good number now, Mr. Speaker, I am from Malaita province because me fellow Malaita, me fellow hardworking people too, willing for hold them knife and waka, stuck a lot there now. Once you may support him other value-added industry associated with him reforestation program that is sustainable, it can be a big opportunity where you may create him many jobs, and by you not really needing for say them stuck people go malo seasonal workers here because you may got them stuck waka. Maybe Mr. Speaker say what you may best start for look at a kind investment of some not industries of some no is for improvement na o kata standard of living block the labors blue you may become o kata little bit feeling mo some that o kata well taken care of and what by love for go for doing na o kata waka o some like lo KFPL Canary lo Noro and me at the stadium lo Egon Company too lo Arara lo Marovo. Those are matters that me like for looking that you me as leaders you me must encourage me seleva law improve so that our people, they love to participate in the economic activities also. Okay. Mr. Speaker said, I think it's also important that once you need to talk about him, the economic status, block country, and you may like for looking more investment law country may happen, equally important that you must also strengthen him too. Law and order law country, which is always a challenging call for ensuring that you may maintain him. Many discussions has taken place in terms of our security well-being as well as our intention to strengthen a more vibrant police force for this country. We all know that as leaders and decision makers, it is our responsibility to ensure the well-being, safety, and progress of this beloved country. Therefore, it is our duty to debate issues affecting our people within the sacred home. And I must state that we are off to a good start this 12th Parliament. Sir, this shows our commitment and determination to ensure that our national interest and well-being is given serious consideration. And me, like for looking and encouraging Mr. Speaker, said that we continue for talk straight in issues of national interest. Time may come, Honourable House. Therefore, it is only fair that I should continue this discussion with some more clarity on the plans of my ministry in delivering our security service. Mr. Speaker, as the minister responsible for maintaining security and correctional services, I wish to say that the country has seen many upheavals that makes us question the responsibility of our security agencies. However, I must assure you all that a lot of efforts are done in progressing the much needed changes that is required for the improvement of our forces. Yes, I'm no easier, but I am confident that we will be able to attain some key strategic goals within the 12th Parliament. And this is important as it will set the milestone for further progress. In fact, my ministry has always been at the forefront of many controversies, as well as development programs. We do not shy away from these issues, as these issues are quite central to the progress of our security space. Actually, when dealing with police and corrections, hurdles and criticisms come with it. This is the nature of the work. The only important aspect is that these two agencies must take in strides all criticisms and address them. And have now what we will try for doing every now and then. Therefore, work is other way to address ongoing challenges, both superficial and serious gaps that you may got. In fact, Mr. Speaker said, achieving a picture-perfect security agency can be an ambitious feat. But to have a security force that is able to deliver efficiently and responsibly is a possible achievement. Of course, with everyone's effort. Mr. Speaker, both the RSIPF and CSSI, as well as the ministry, have done reviews over the years. They have internally identified gaps and weaknesses, have prioritized key areas to deliberate on through a project management approach set out by the ministry. This is through a reform program that is now under implementation. Mifala start for implementing now, Mr. Speaker, sir. In fact, the ministry did this exercise in 2022, but due to issues arise, we are unable to roll them. However, it is now a priority and actionable areas under this program is marked for delivery throughout this year. As well, the rest of them throughout the tenure of the 12 parliaments. So by me looking at certain implementation of strategy for improving now policing and the way we provide services for strengthening national security. To give you an insight into our reform programs, the RSIPF has always had issues with criminal investigations, forensic investigation, discipline and prosecution, as well as police responses or gaps that you may garner. These are areas discussed during the gap analysis, and therefore plans are underway to ensure a policy project approach for each thematic areas complete with recommendations and action plans. In fact, the aim is to ensure that key reform area is projected within the main government policy. This will provide that enabling environment to attract required resources to deliver on its expectation. Mr. Speaker, if I may be frank, the true costing of policing is indeed an expensive projection. In fact, what we have spent on our yearly budget in maintaining operations within the two agencies is just enough to ensure that we have operational institutions no more. And you guys are expecting now. No wonder why you may got so many challenges. Time you may expecting that police bring me by there 24/7, but you may not know. By me asking this Honorable House, time we come with him budget that by me directly support him na efficient delivery of police services, you by support him come na. We have just heard from our financial forecast that we will be expecting challenges. Therefore, this will simply mean that what we may expect from our discipline force and what we can be delivered will vary in difference. These are the stack of reality of our situation, Mr. Speaker, sir. And though we may all disagree or complain about the delivery of service of our enforcement services, in reality, these are bare minimum affordable provisions of service that can be offered without exploiting the total government budget. Yes, development partners have stepped in to support our enforcement agencies, but realistically speaking, they are simply addressing part of the greater issues that surround our needs. In fact, these are needs to be done in terms of coordinating and re-engaging policy plans to create a meaningful partnership program which will help develop these two agencies in earnest. Given the scenario, Mr. Speaker said, it sets the scene as to why a reform program is important to take place, as this will be the strategic conduit needed to address improvement as well as provide insight on priority areas. Mr. Speaker, sir, we have just launched our 100-day policy, and already it has highlighted key areas for development within my ministry, and it is important to note that these are areas that are achievable and can be delivered given priority and focus. In fact, if I may recap, work has started now to ensure that the upgrade of police and correctional academy. This will help a lot in bringing the standards and discipline of our officers. The major target is to ensure that programs within institution is accredited to citation standards. And we will be working very closely with Minister of Education to ensure that there is correlation and they actually complement and support each other, the academy. Implementation of parts of the UXO policy 2023, for you make it clear, staka o kata unexploded ordinance related hazards humigarem low country ongoing yet, and will continue over the 100 days. We have managed to reinforce the explosive ordnance disposal facility to ensure safe collection and demolition of UXOs. A lot of work is also underway on UXO identification and clearance programs. Infrastructure program is also ongoing as outlined within our 100-day plan. This will include a number of police posts, including the Maka Police Complete, which is on holding cell as expected of a police station. Oh, MP for small Malaita, I'm no lawyer, but yes, I'm already 100 days policy program lo yumi, and me discuss with him with the officers that say laya lukos hem by part of it too, yeah. So by yumi save not tying in people adanit kokonato or say, but he must find them a safe place for him welcome. We expect to conclude the review of our current national security strategy. In fact, this review will focus on actionable areas within the strategy and ensure that these priority areas have an implementation capacity, as well as to further update security priorities that needs consideration within our strategy. So, work is also already in progress to provide the enabling environment for 3 pieces of legislations, the review of police and also correctional act, and the introduction of a national security bill. It is hopeful that drafting instruction of these legislations will be achieved within the 100 days. If I'm not achieved, by me let them this House survey and the reasons why he not achieved. Given these priority areas, I can assure you that the efforts is given to ensure these programs are delivered on time and set the basis for the impactful delivery of the greater government policy priority. Mr. Speaker, sir, in terms of RSIPF, despite the key 100-day policy areas, a lot of reform programs and restructuring is ongoing within the institution, especially with the aim of bringing back confidence and trust into the force. In fact, the RSIPF is now more aware of its own internal gaps, and we are continuing to do that than ever before, and working collaboratively with partners to address these challenges. The delivery of core policy program is an area, and this has always been a challenge. However, partnership program is set up to provide the enabling environment for RSIPF to deliver its core functions. This includes infrastructure building and training programs, and of course, capability equipment for RSIPF officers below me. The RSIPF Community Policing Program, Mr. Speaker, sir, is also progressing fairly well. The reviewed community policing strategy was launched in 2023 and will be operational until 2027. We have a limited number of police personnel, and so partnership with our communities is of grave importance. RSIPF has managed to set up 74 community meetings and workshops throughout the country and conducted 35 awareness sessions in the past years, and they are hopeful to engage more this year. In terms of the general RSIPF operational capabilities, there has been an increased partnership in this area. In fact, one of my key focus is to facilitate the transfer of technology and expertise from security partners to RSIPF. Yumi gagare ma staka o kata development partners blumi come with more technical people blogada, and we are focusing on for encouraging mo that no come to training mi fal no mo o kata skill transfer must happen, so that people blumi our own technical officers can be able to also train our local officers. I think hem na way forward in terms of UMI capacitated na RSIPF UMI. This should provide and should include providing access to advanced policing equipment, surveillance technologies, and software system to enhance the RSIPF's operational achievement. And by partnership Bloyumi and work together Bloyumi with the development partner, he must be on this basis, yeah? That yes, Yumi got MOUs with him, but we feel like him for doing himself too, or capacity training and have him not technical expertise for addressing na on issues Blomifala. Another area, Mr. Speaker, which I hope to see is the development of a long-term strategic plan in collaboration with security partners to address evolving security threats and challenges. This can involve conducting joint risk assessment, developing contingency plans, and setting clear objectives for enhancing national security. Mr. Speaker, in terms of CSSI, Correctional Service Armed Law Police Bloyumi, the CSI Yellow Ribbon Program continues to deliver on its agenda. This is a rehabilitation and reintegration program for inmates to be able to get back into communities. A number of infrastructure improvement program is ongoing on existing facilities and centers. However, there is also an urgency to expand the size of correctional centers. This is an idea that needs deliberation on what the best options are given our limited resources. In fact, we are in a dire need for separate centers for juveniles, immigration detainees, remardees, as well as those deemed mentally unstable. For now, our centers caters for all categories, inclusive of criminal offenders, through a separation system. However, there is still need for an actual physical separated establishment. These are areas that needs focus, and it is the intent of CSSI center managers to ensure that this policy is pursued. The work of our CSSI personnel are important. However, there is a cross-ministerial responsibility in their operation. The CSSI is a key component of the Solomon Islands criminal justice system. Therefore, this requires fundamental collaboration across various ministries on CSSI program, something that by me look lohem, and perhaps we might come with a policy that will lead to reform in this area. Mr. Speaker, because I finished now, so. Mr. Speaker, as highlighted, a lot of progress and improvement is taking place. And this is all part of elaborate design to ensure and improve security space to enable an environment for economic development and prosperity. On this juncture, please allow me to convey my sincere appreciation to all our development partners, including the RSI, the Solomon Islands Assistance Force, the Australian Federal Policing Program for RSIPF, the China Police Liaison Team, and the New Zealand Police Support Team. In fact, all these donor partners have allocated quite a substantial amount of finance and resources into helping our security and correctional space. And it will be just of me not to acknowledge them and say, Tagyo Tumas Lookeda. Mr. Speaker, sir, the challenge of keeping this nation safe and secure is not a new one. Nor is it an easy one. In fact, the public good of security comes with a lot of expenditures. We will be expecting a lot of hurdles given our limited budget allocations, but it is my expectation, sir, that those responsible with the security of this nation will continue to ensure the safety of this country and deliver on their mandate as expected. In this regards, allow me, sir, to thank the commissioners, ranks and files of the RSIPF, the CSSI, and the staff of my ministry for their unwavering commitment and hard work they have put into keeping this country safe. Past years throughout our administration. Mr. Speaker and honorable members, I wish to conclude by extending my deepest gratitude once again to the people of Gizo and Kolobangarang, and wish to assure you that in my tenure in office, I will ensure our development aspiration have been realized in accordance with legitimate government policies for looking that you may build him now, country below you may, for him become a better place for you may start below him. With these remarks, I thank you for this opportunity and I support this motion. Thank you, Thomas, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Minister and honorable members. I think we have disposed of enough contributions today, since at 1:30. And on that note, with your indulgence, honorable members, in accordance with earlier resolution of the House and pursuant to Standing Order 10.5, the House is now adjourned until 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, 13th June 2024.